Kunkka might be the initiators, while Warlock and ET can act as those counter-initiators. While on Optic, they need to get the Blink Dagger on the Sand King at a pretty decent time, but he's also playing that support role. So it's going to be pretty hard for him to get that one. So they're going to have to like pretty much have 33 run in to start the fights a lot of the time.
Mango counter. Wow, that's fancy there, thanks to Leia. 16 mangoes.
That
no
seems,
surprises.
That seems like about the average, right? 16 mangoes each game. I was counting like 14, between 14 and 18 in some cases.
There we go. VP.
Then the chat will begin.
They are ready to play here in this game too. And obviously going to be feeling on quite a high after game one.
Yeah, look at this. They're doubling down on the lanes. They're putting an aggro tri-lane. They're not even just doing dual lanes this time around.
And it is a strong aggro tri-lane. As you say, if they have very strong potential laning here, Optic.
They might even be able to get a kill if Roger steps up here. Zai shows himself a bit soon. And look at this. Ramsey's actually just TPing to the wave, making sure he can get experience. Instead of getting zoned away from it, no one does not get a good block in the mid lane. CCNC actually gets it perfect on his high ground, so he's able to get the full drain out.
We'll see how CCNC can do, because as we saw in game one, CCNC, he did actually pretty well in the 1v1.
He did great. He won the lane.
Yeah.
He pretty much took the tier 1 before no one actually hit the his opposing tier 1. So it was pretty impressive by him. And this is a pretty good Razor matchup as well.
And already, they've sort of eased off on the trial, and they've sent PPD up towards the top. So they will be resorting back to those duo lanes that we can expect to see.
Guess it was just like to attempt for a first blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to do it behind the tower. Roger, drain some hits here.
The stun, Pycat. Ramses and Roger, they're just chasing down Zai. Should be fine. Roger as well having to be careful as Pycat does right-click him down pretty low.
Yeah. Ooh, Pycat takes a lot of damage there from those creeps.
The wave shoved underneath the tower there on that bottom lane. Mid lane, CS 6 for 3, 4 for 0. So no one, despite having being sort of shoved out of the first wave, he's getting himself back in.
Yeah, you've got to play pretty well around the static link. The nice thing is you have Quelling Blade and you have your Tidebringer, which are those like damage bonuses, which aren't reduced, so you'll be able to last it at least a little bit, but it's still very, very hard versus the Razor. Very dominant versus those melee heroes. I remember last time I said that the Kunkka actually killed the Razor right afterwards. So that was a couple of days ago, though.
We'll keep an eye on that lane to see if any outplay sort of happens. Yeah. Top lane, is anyone sort of likely to go down in this, or?
This is a pretty strong, I mean, Beastmaster is always a very strong pressure in lane. They just have to make sure not to get double decayed. And then they'll be able to put a lot of pressure, VP that is, over Optic. And bottom, I would say the Last Dragon Sand King should be able to pressure the Venomancer and ET more so. We'll just have to watch Roger with the stacks in particular, how he's going to be able to manipulate the spirit. Ramses.
The stun hit. They are level 2 on the two of them, so Pycat and Zai. They may be able to find this here. Ramses trying to run away, he's not going to make it. First blood for Optic.
These double stun dual lanes, the Sand King Lash, I've seen them have a lot of success in this tournament in particular.
CS across the map at the moment. Ramses, yeah, certainly the one to be suffering. PPD being forced out here by the two of them. I guess it's sort of in a way as well, the decay can sort of work against Optic, right, in the fact that
the heal is better.
The heal, the shadow word to sort of work whilst the HP's low, and as long as you can make sure you, as you say, you don't sort of let the decay stack on you too much.
As long as you don't get, it's really all about the double decays. If you get hit by a couple, like one person, you should be okay, because Infernal Blade's also percentage damage, so you just don't want both.
I guess, yeah, it works both ways.
Yeah, it works both ways in that essence.
33, 60 for 1, 60 for 2 between
Bottom
the two.
again.
Ramses is in trouble. They're going to be able to take him down once more here. Potentially the stick charges. Is it enough, Ramses? One more click from Zai does it. They take him down again. Zai and Pycat playing this dual lane very, very nicely.
Yep, they'll even tip.
There
Ramses.
you go.
There we go. That's how you get in their head.
This is what Optic needs, starting to sort of feel a bit of a ride, a bit of momentum out at the start of this game, and they're getting it.
Yeah, and sure, like the VP top lane, they're applying pressure, but they're not really slowing down the Doom. They're throwing out the harassment, but he's 33 still farming just fine. But Pasha is too, because of Solo being there. So both these, this Undying and this Warlock kind of acting as the same, but now BPD starting to get the pressure on him. We'll just TP away.
Quick Infernal Blade there from 33, so hold Pasha back. And the mid lane as it continues, again, CCNC doing very well. 22 and 11 against the 18 for 5, getting a fair few denies in this lane.
Yeah, so quite a lot of last time. No, and he's really using the Tidebringer and having the, he got early starting Quelling Blade and very early boots, so he can try to distance himself from the link a little bit. But yeah, still CCNC favored. Bottom lane, Gale connects onto Pycat.
It's got Zai and Pycat both level 3. In fact, Pycat just hitting level 4 as well, so they have a good amount of burst to offer. They'll try with the Storm Barrage to hold them back, but again, Ramses, he's in trouble. The lightning comes through again. Ramses, that's going to be the 3rd time that he goes down in this lane. They may be able to get him as well. The Burrow Strike's back up from Zai in with the combo. Optic get both out of this bottom lane. Zai and Pycat having the absolute dream lane down here. This Sand King Leshrac dual lane looking incredibly strong, and top lane as well. 33 turns towards Pasha. Pasha's got the stick charges, it won't save him. 33 getting the kill on Pasha. It's 5-0, 2K lead for Optic Gaming at 5 minutes in.
It dove a little bit too hard into the tower. The stun, the war stomp coming up from 33, plus getting hit by those, the level 2 decay plus soul rip. And this bottom pressure, I mean, this dual lane, this Sand King Leshrac, they are applying so much pressure, and there's already going to be arcane boots now in Pycat.
I mean,
so they always will have mana to be able to apply the pressure constantly onto Ramses. So Roger is kind of moving around a little bit.
So
scary.
Trying to chase out PPD. Shadow Whirl will bring him pretty low, but he should be fine. He's got the decay as well, giving him that extra HP to tank through it.
They're looking for Roger. He actually jukes the Leshrac stun.
Yeah, these two are so scary down there. Getting these levels as well, and the two of them.
I'd like to see them just keep that dual lane, to be honest. Just the two of them down there. They're just completely shutting down Ramses, and Pycat's free farming. I think if Pycat gets left alone, that's when he's at risk of dying, so.
So Pycat with the Arcane Zai with the Tranquil, so we can look to sort of lead around and set up for the combos.
He's putting wards down right now. He could maybe look for a natural rotation, but I still would like to see him play around bottom mostly.
He's heading back over there.
It is spotted, so VP is going to be aware that this tanking is going down, and I do believe they just saw that ward get placed down too.
Ramsey's starting to get a bit more farm out of this bottom lane.
Yep.
After going down 3 times there at the early beginnings of this laning stage. Zai returning. There's the curry there. Just keep vision on him.
Just teasing him a little bit.
Mid lane CCNC now heading 6 over no one's level 5, but no one, he sort of baited him in. He's got the combo, buying time for the TPs here. CCNC looking to be punished. TPs are coming through from Optic. Can Zai do anything to save CCNC? He's looking for the perfect angle for the Burrow Strike, but he can't find it. CCNC will fall. Return Zai, to be careful. Will Burrow Strike himself up to the high ground? At the same time, a top Pasha runs down PPD. VP, they found 2. They may be able to find Zai as well here, as he can't get himself away. Burrow Strike is going to be there in a second, but the right clicks are too much. VP striking back.
That communication between them too. They don't just bring the ET, they double TP instantly as soon as the Razor steps up a bit too far. So you can tell that no one was asking for them more than likely to come in there when he gets that X.
Yeah, they were absolutely, they knew that if they were going on CCNC, Optic were going to be sending more members in as well, and VP, they knew that they could take that fight.
And they needed the Vano rotation, because even with Roger, they still had the minus like 57 damage or something on no one, so they were lacking a bit, so they secure that one with Ramses' quick rotation. Not reluctant to move that safe laner this early, just to get a quick kill to catch him back up. And now, I mean, no one's level 6. Last hits are much better, 34-9 to 37-18.
Bottom lane, again, trying for the combo, but Pycat not quite on the mark there with the stun. Do get the sleep on to Zai. And Zai on the other side of the trees will be fine, able to back away. Top lane, 33 continuing to get pretty much free farm on his Doom. He's top CS at the moment. Same to be said for Pasha, though, very close behind, so
he's up 7 though.
He's got the Doom, but Solo's got the Shadow Whirl. PPD dropping the Tombstone. Can they look to dive and chase this? 33 really wants to go for it with the Infernal Blade, but TPs are going to come in. 33 going pretty deep. That Shadow Whirl heal should be enough by the looks of it to keep Pasha alive. So Pasha's fine. In fact, he's heading straight back over. He wants to offer something to the fight as no one has Solo come in. 33 getting surrounded here. The boat's going to be coming through. Solo's incredibly low. They get him over to the run, so Solo should be able to keep himself alive for now. PPD's trying to find him, but they've lost 33. PPD does find the kill on Warlock. At the same time, down bottom, they're going for the play. Pasha, level 6, has the Roar opening up here. Down bottom, Zai goes forward. Does finish off Ramses. Top lane, they do find the kill onto PPD.
And Zai ticks out. And now CCNC makes the move. No one. Quickly brought down.
Up and down the map there, so how are we seeing that one end up? Well, with 3 going down, I believe, on both sides. Pretty crazy. We'll be at the 2 cores falling from VP. Overall, of course, the fight recap does not work. It's perfect there. More than 2 people died. Come on.
Looks pretty much even, actually, when it comes all out to it. Doom was used, but Roar was used also. CCNC rotates top. Now Solo gets some experience mid. Did Roger get the experience for the Zai kill? It looks like he did get the experience for the Zai kill, at least.
But I mean, already, though, it can certainly be said that this game, it's looking a million times better for Optic. This is looking 9.5 minutes in, 8-6, 1K lead for Optic. Incredibly close. This is the sort of games that we'd hope for an Optic playing very aggressively. That Zai actually dispels the smoke straight away, though. Zai will get a ward down as well, so he's getting very crucial information there. Neat little play from Zai. May cost him his life, though. If they do find the X mark, he's not getting himself out of this one as the boat comes down. Zai will fall, but he tanks the gank to get some crucial information on VP and makes it so the rest of Optic are aware of VP. We're going to try for that smoke play.
Some space. We see Pycat bottom cuts the wave. He's starting to pressure the tower, but top. 33 gets roared, and Ramses has the follow-up.
He's there as well. TPs are going to be coming through. CCC is there with the wraparound. In fact, Pasha's in trouble with the ultimate out for CCC. They're going to take down Pasha, so that is a roar that doesn't result in any sort of positive action for VP. Same time down bottom, Pycat. He's level 7, looking for Roger. He's got the stun, even though the sleep comes out, but the AoE damage from Pycat, bringing Roger down low, but the TP reactions again, they'll come through. They do still lose Roger, but it may cost Pycat his life, as no one on Ramses, they responded, and they will punish Pycat for looking for that play.
Incredibly active game from both mid laners. We see no one trying to match the movements of CCNC. CCNC's been all over the place.
No one. He's going to head up into Zai.
Check if the bounty rune's there.
Dropping the tombstone, the two of them. No one is level 8. He does have the boat available if he wants to get that rum upon him. He will indeed send it in. Actually has backup as well, but CCNC's
here.
They've got the Burrow Strike again, and they're going to get this boat. He's trying to get himself back towards the shrine. Is the rum and the shrine enough? It may just be. He's got Roger and Solo here as well. Solo slowing down CCNC and PPD here with the upheaval. No one turns, but he falls. PPD gets him with the decay. Ramses tries for the gale, but he's not going to connect onto Zai. Pasha will come across, but CCNC's there as well as Pycat, chasing in straight around that turn with the chaotic offering, but Zai Burrow Strike forward. Ramses gets a big ult. He's going to have to force CCNC and Pycat to back off a little bit. Zai with the epicenter looking for Solo, but Solo's Shadow Word keeping him alive. Zai now drawing the attention of VP away from the rest of members of Optic Gaming. He's got Burrow Strike available and a TP. Is there any way he can play his way out of this? Gale will connect, and it looks like he will indeed go down as he accepts his fate, hands off the keyboard.
But during all that, that was all of VP responding, throwing several ults, while 33 just pressures top tower and farms.
Look at that, and look at CCNC's farm. He's been so mobile, as you've said, but he's also so farmed. He's got 61 CS.
Yep.
In terms of the net worth of, well, the two heroes at the top, they are the two cores of Optic Gaming, both Pycat and CCNC.
They're getting a bit of the numbers advantage when the fight starts, and then VP's all kind of TPing in response. And Optic's just doing a great job with their heroes in this early game. They've got this Razor, they've got this Undying, that they want to be dominating this early game. They've got the Last Strike too, they want to be doing it. They're executing flawlessly right now.
That certainly seems to be the correct approach, as the panel said. You know, if you're playing against VP, make sure that you can have a huge impact in the lane so you don't allow VP to get ahead, to fall into sort of their comfort zone where they can start moving around the map as 4, leave Ramses alone to farm.
Yeah.
This is how you play against them.
Just don't let up. Do not slow down by any means in this game. They have to keep applying that pressure, because they, especially right now too. They know Vandal ult is down, they know Warlock ult is down. They have to take advantage pretty much anytime any of those ultis are off.
Look at this play to mid. They will try with the scam VP, but it's not going to connect onto Optic. CCNC is going to get gone on. They're dropping multiple ults here. CCNC game bursted low. The rest of Optic are turning up though. They want to try and take this fight. CCNC, Soul Rip's there. Burrow Strike. They're keeping CCNC alive. He's getting a good static clip off. He does finally go down, but Optic, they'll take kills in return. They find Solo. Roar from Pasha comes down onto PPD as Optic. They've lost 2. Zai with the Sandstorm in the midst of it all. Pycat pretty low on mana, but Zai, Burrow Strike. Torres going to hold back the stun from Pycat, so the perfect combo is there, but it doesn't matter because Pasha, Roger, they still fall. 33 comes in with a rotation, picks up the double kill. Optic again able to take these sort of close trades, but they are coming out favorably in the numbers. Pycat's net worth continuing to grow. They sit all 3 cores at the top.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, CCNC, he tried to bait them. He walked up very high. His team was wrapping around. He wanted them to go on him there.
Oh, absolutely.
He almost ends up surviving. It was pretty close to him not getting brought down there. Getting very good reads and good moves around the map, and they still have Doom now available. So 33, he just walked in with the Scorched Earth, and that was enough. He's
going to be able to do that even easier once he has the hood out.
Yeah, I mean, he's going for the full tank build that we've been pretty much seeing a lot of the time that he's doing. Just Crimson Guard, hood, pipe, whatever. Yeah, getting the pipe against this lineup is going to do so much for the other cores. Yeah, even to sort of limit what Ramses can do, because Ramses, you know, he's catching back up, but at the moment, this Feno,
it's not terrifying unless they do combo it perfectly with the Fatal Bonds. Mid lane PPD does manage to get forced in by Ramses there. Neat little play to close the gap as he pulls PPD in towards him. PPD does fall. Does VP catch the Undying out alone in middle, trying to soak up some XP. Bottom lane, 33, putting pressure onto this tower. He is out alone, and no one and Roger are there. They'll look for the setup. 33, he's got the Scorched Earth field, he's got the hood as well. They're opening up with the combo. TPs are coming in as the rest of Optic Gaming are trying to come down. VP, they can't control this Doom. 33 at this stage, level 10 with the hood. Very, very tanky. They need a lot to kill this Doom.
Yeah, they're gonna need Pasha in particular. That medallion could be the one thing that can help them pierce through that. I mean, not the crazy amount of armor that the Doom does have right now.
Again, down bottom, Zai. Getting caught out.
They want the bounties.
Combo, but Zai's got backup.
Roger's like, oh, never mind. But they will get the top two. Pasha has been positioned up there for quite a while.
15 minutes in, 15 to 13. Optic about to take themselves another tower off the map from Virtus Pro. And I think we all knew, Optic, we've seen from them. They had so much more to show than we saw from them in game one. And we're starting to see it here in game two.
Yeah. They're usually, I mean, for the most part, when I've been seeing Optic at this time, they're very good at always pressuring the towers. Even in that last game, we saw CCNC. He pressured all three, took him out very early. No one. Did that Tidebringer just give him vision?
I think sometimes you see, the cleave animation.
Showed it. Yeah, I think that Tidebringer showed on the high ground there, hitting the Undying, because he pinged it out instantly.
That's a full Bloodstone now for Pycat. So if Optic can sort of continue to take these fights where Pycat survives, which to be for the last few times he has been doing so.
Yeah, look how aggressive they're being. All five showing up to the mid lane. They want to take the fights.
See if they can get the catch. No one. He's coming in for a look onto PPD, but no one drags himself back.
How's Zai doing on this blink? He's still about 1,000 away, so it looks like VP, they don't really want to fight this one. They know that all...
See, they've actually found a catch here as they come across here into the jungle. They're on top of Solo, and Zai not messing around with the epicenter. They'll get the kill.
I think how Solo stands still and just make sure he gets the last hit on the D ward, even if he dies. It's classic Solo.
These towers being taken mid lane. CCNC finishes off the tier 1. They're starting to swoop towards the bottom as well, Optic.
And this is what we were saying. They are very good about prioritizing those objectives, trying to get as many towers as possible so they get that gold advantage. But you see VP, Ramses is pushing up top, and VP, they do want to respond to this one. They've got the chaotic offering. You see Roger positioning himself already in the back lines, trying to slow it down with that spirit. But it's dying too fast, the Edict.
Same time, Ramsey's putting a bit of split push pressure on up top.
Yep.
See people will come in from 33 to clean out this push.
They're reporting in the back here.
They're coming over towards the shrine. They're looking to see if they can try and catch some of the members of Optic as Optic back away after taking that tier 2 tower. CCNC may be left behind here. As he'll walk into this one. Pycat, can he go? He's going to try for the TP out, but they've found him. They've got the X mark. They're going to be able to bring him back into this.
He denies himself. He bloodstoned himself instantly and respawns right away. Just accepts that he's going to die anyway. Doesn't going to give him the chance to chain lock him down so he can't get it off. So losing one core and losing some bloodstone charges.
But as you said, the fact that Pycat as well, he is at the top of the network, so a very valuable player in the sense that he's able to make sure that VP don't get the bounty for that kill. There's a full pipe now for 33. So these sort of team movements that Optic are making are going to be even more scary for VP. It's going to take a lot longer for them to take down the members of Optic Gaming. That's an issue when you're sort of playing heroes, playing against heroes like the Leshrac. The longer the fight goes on, the more damage Pycat's going to be able to get out. Yeah.
Zai is going to be getting the Blink Dagger really soon. This is going to be perfect timing if they can catch VP off guard.
This is what they can do, mid. Ramses. He comes in for the ult. Chaotic offering is dropped down onto the three of them. Pasha coming in for the side. He's got the Roar onto CCNC. 33 still chasing, gets the Doom down onto Ramses, so Ramses will die for sure. They'll turn to the side. That's going to be PPD falling. Solo getting taken low by Zai Sandstorm. Pasha trying to find Pycat and CCNC. They're taking down incredibly the damage from the Venomancer with the Fatal Bonds, but they will survive just. They get them out. Optic Gaming take the favorable trade. They get Ramses, they get Solo. They only lose PPD. 33 should be fine as well. No way to find him and hold him back either. As they didn't get out of there.
They didn't have no one in that fight. No one just kept split pushing bottom during it. He wanted to finish up his item instead of joining. His team took the fight without him. They just, I think 2 heroes were sitting at 100 HP.
So close to killing Pycat and such, yeah.
Yeah, and there we saw the combo. Fatal Bond, Venom ulti, even through the pipe. They keep throwing the damage in and 2 heroes almost get brought down. And now it's a full Shadow Blade, they'll finish on no one. So he got a lot of space from them taking that engagement, even if they had to throw so many ultis and still losing Ramses. So Doom was used as well. But now Zai, like we were saying, Zai does have that Blink Dagger. This could be where they try to like surge and get some cool pickoffs with him.
No one's down it. He's got the X mark. Zai. With the blink over, does manage to dodge the initial combo, does get the burrow strike. Is anyone else going to be heading down in to help him? Doesn't look like it is. No one. He'll be allowed to TP out.
Ramsey's ported top now. He's just pushing up the top lane so they can get a better spot to take a fight. Pasha has found 33. Do they have the damage to go through this Doom though? I don't think so with help.
There's the sleep and then the back away, Roger. He's Julesed up, they're going to be able to surround him. Pycat is even hunting deeper for more, see if they can find more out of this. They'll take Roger. Can they get anything else? No one. Goes for a Tidebringer hit, pulls himself back out with the X-Bar, but Zai chases forward. He's got the Blink Power Strike. Optic, they're looking for a second. The slow from the Lightning, that's going to be no one falling as well. Optic, get two. More Bloodstone charges being built back up for Pycat.
Ooh, no one gets punished for that move. He steps up just to do like a Tidebringer cleave, and that's the Blink Dagger coming into play from Sanking already. Look at this, Ramses and Solo, they're positioned.
Pycat walks into a bit of a nightmare here, as that is going to be a lot of damage coming out. He's going to try for the TP back to base. Will that save him? It might just. The Phantom regen the pipe. He's going to be fine. Now Optics, they've got Zion with the epicenter. Ramses will fall. They may get more out of this. 33 looking to chase down Roger. He has Doom available if he wants to drop it. May not want to do so for an Elder Titan. We'll see if he wants to commit. It's getting dangerously close here to the Titu. Yeah, he's not messing. Waits for the stomp attempt. There comes the Doom. 33 wants the solo kill, and he'll get it. Optic Gaming now 22-15 at 21 minutes in. They have come back after game one and are looking infinitely better here in this game two, with a good shot at taking this game. Still incredibly close between the two sides, but the way that Optic's playing, the way that they're making the moves.
Now Pycat getting gone on here by Pasha.
Instant TP's coming through, and he knows he's got to get out. Pasha backing away. The slow coming into play as CCNC is looking to close in to get that proc of the passive, but there's the slow from Solo. Stands there with the upheaval, make sure Pasha's got the space to get out of there. Solo may have paid with his life as Zai closes the gap, can't quite find the burrow strike, but they've got the vision. CCNC heading over as Solo will try and hide in the tree line, but they're there. Optic, they'll get another Bloodstone charge for Pycat.
That little sidestep there by Pasha was crucial, like so clutch for him. Like if he gets hit by that split earth, he is 90% dead there. Gets out of that, Solo gives his life, but that's a 5. Solo doesn't care about that. The rest of the team was farming. You see Ramses went back top, instantly starts pressuring. But Optic, they're not letting up. They're still trying to apply those kills and pressure. So while it's only like a 1k gold advantage, they do have the experience advantage by quite a bit. It's 6,000 because they have those extra kills.
We'll see if either side, would you imagine either side's going to look towards Roshan anytime soon? I guess they don't really have sort of the quick potential. VP, I guess they have the solo crest on Pasha.
Yeah, VPs would probably be a tiny bit faster, but they also have Edict on the side of Optics, so they both kind of kill it in a decent pace. And Flesh Golem as well, something you can't overlook. The Undying always helping the Rosh a lot too. So if they win a team fight, we could see either side go into that one. I don't think sneaking a Rosh though is a good idea, since there's the particular VP they've got the Spirit, they've got Torrent, they've got so many ways to throw vision into the pit, Venom wards, etc. Pycat has his Yules finished up. I think he still needs to build it. I know he needs the BKB, but he also really needs armor items. We saw that Solar Crest coming in, it puts him negative armor. It is a bit scary for him.
Zai. Asha is actually going to find Zai. Ooh, nice Sandstorm. Making sure the roar doesn't come out. Zai will back away.
Solo.
Same time, no one. She's been found out here by 33 and Pycat. They've got the stun. That's going to be no one gone. Pasha drops the roar, but it's going to be a roar and run, as there's no way that he can stick around.
That's a pretty big pickoff. No one's been just farming for a bit. Not even have to use the Doom. Optic in a pretty good spot so far this game. Just really keeping the pressure on VP, and they keep putting lane pressure as well. I keep seeing the lanes on VP's side. VP struggling to keep them pushed out. I keep seeing Ramses and Pasha trying desperately to keep them out, but no one for the most part. I've seen farming a lot of jungle lanes lately, staying off the map.
Yeah, that sort of big team fight that we know can come out from VP just hasn't really happened, because Most of the time it's been Optic starting the fight.
Roger spotted by this ward that they used to kill the Kunkka.
Zai straight in, opens up, 33's there to follow through with the blink, and there's just so much control. Once they get one hero on top of the member of VP, there's no way that they're getting away from the lockdown that Optic provide.
That is the ET, so they make their way right into that Roche pit. Do they have a medallion? I do not see one. They do have the Flesh Golem, as I was mentioning. Roger, forced to buy back, instantly pushes them away from that
They
pit.
know that VP know that they can't let Optic get this Aegis. Optic are starting to build up some good flow, some momentum, and having an Aegis in their hand would allow them to look to take tier 2s and potentially go for the high ground.
PPD getting X'd up.
Drop the tombstone. The rest of his team are heading over.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the quick and easy kill that VP may have hoped for, as they've got to back away. Respecting the fact that Optic Gaming are heading straight across. And 33, sees if we can close the gap. VP will be able to keep just enough distance.
Optic's got very deep wards right now. Watching pretty much right when VP's leaving their base on those two side lanes. That'll give them a lot of information whenever VP's trying to make those these type of rotations to any type of smokes or anything. This could catch it out.
Ramses does nearly have his Aghanims, so that's going to be a lot more for sort of Optic to face if they do get a sort of combo with the Fatal Bonds. Top lane Zai. It's found Pasha.
They've got Dust.
Pasha trying to run himself around. He'll pop the Roar. Zai, he's chasing. He's still got the Burrow Strike, and he was waiting for the TP. There we go. Zai able to set up onto Pasha. By the looks of it, the Caustic Finale slows. Zai jumps forward. They'll take another. Optic are just finding kills up and down the map, and it really feels that VP just haven't really done anything as a team in quite some while now.
Yeah, I mean, it really does feel like they're all farming individually, right? We see Roger pushing out mid. I see Solo's even jungling with Fatal Bonds. Kunkka's been pushing out lanes and jungling too. Just everyone's kind of doing their own thing right now, and they're getting caught out. That's what's going to happen when you farm all over the place. Roger.
He may just make it, and he will. He's out of there.
So that is an Epi down.
We can see, I mean, yeah, the movements from Zai, no sort of surprises there.
I think when VP has the BKB on Kunkka and the Aghanims on Venomancer, that's when we're going to see them start grouping up a bit more and looking to pick the fights versus Optic, because Optic's been the ones dictating the pace of this game completely so far. We'll
see how much the Aghanim sort of changes the game in terms of how VP look to play.
Yeah, how's his level? So he's 15, but with that Aghanims, it's pretty much the big timing is when you get that level 18 and level 20.
And they're certainly sort of playing to farm to get there, as we've said. So split up across the map, VP.
I mean, even Solo's farming more than I've seen him farm it for the most part in most of these games. Like, Roger's falling behind. Roger's actually a good 1,000 gold behind Solo.
Optic, PPD, getting a bit of wall control back across that area of the river. Roshan still there for the taking, neither side. Of course, yet to go back in towards the pit. It's Pasha.
It's not very often I see Solo being the side lane pusher for VP, but look at him. He is pressuring that top lane, pushing lanes with Fatal Bonds.
Getting those levels. Has got the second point in the golems now. Bottom lane, no one. Coming out alone, and Optic. Found him, Zai. Sets up with the Burrow Strike. He's pretty beefy, this Kunkka, but is he beefy enough? He's going to try and get the roam in upon him. He's trying to get Shadow Blade. He's trying to turn and do some damage in response, but no one. He's dead.
He got the full creep wave, which was exactly enough gold for him to buy his BKB. He literally just, that's what was his priority. He just tried to kill it because he accepted his death. But it's a good kill. Again, Optic dictating the pace, constantly making these aggressive moves.
They're just getting so many pickoffs. 27 kills for them in 28 minutes. They are playing at the exact pace you have to against VP. They've changed their approach to the game here in Game 2, and it's working beautifully.
I like that Zai's queued up a gem. I think this is something you always want to do when you're starting to feel like you're very comfortable in the game. It's either when you're very behind or when you're quite ahead, you want to start looking to assert more map dominance. And they're actually going to look for a smoke.
Sort of the constant calls, the constant plays being made by Optic could just continue to pay off.
They've got everything up. They're looking to fight. Roger will be the one spotted out.
Is in trouble. There's the opening there. He is by the shrine. They are sending in a lot of TPs, so Pycat and Free will hold back. Pasha coming in from the side. Does find the Roar onto PPD, looking to take him down before he gets a single spell out with the Torrent. There will. That's PPD out of the fight. Control onto PyCat, the combo coming in with the boat. PyCat looking to get himself away. Zai coming in with the epicenter, gets the burrow strike onto 2 on the back lines. No one popping the BKB, really wants PyCat dead. Chaotic offering dropped onto 33 and Zai, but now Optic, they're turning. The BKB's ward off on no one. He falls. He couldn't get the kill on PyCat. The sleep does come out onto 2, but they're down a Kunkka. Roger to fall as well as CCC gets the double kill. The Golem, the Axis will finish off 33. Solo's going to drop as well, though again, Optic, they found 3. Zai still alive. He's got the Sandstorm. Pasha fully incredible. In fact, with a blink out, Zai, he's dancing around. Burrow strike goes for the TP. Is he going to make it? He's not going to make it. Pasha will find him as he cuts down the tree line.
So 3 for 3. But Ramses got doomed at the start of the fight. He actually got away. They weren't able to close the gap on him.
Here's another fight, though, where PyCat and CCC, they stay alive. They're soaking up all this experience. PyCat's getting those Bloodstone charges. Very close now to his own BKB.
Yeah, definitely still quite an advantage for Optic. I mean, this gold's, like we said, 5,000 plus, experience 12,000. And now they're going to claim a couple bounty runes as well. PyCat running around, getting close to that BKB. When he gets that, he can absorb a lot of the damage that VP does actually have.
And as we saw on the graph there as well, that team fight was pretty much the first time in about 10 or so minutes that the VP have actually been able to get some kills. Other than that, it's just been Optic Gaming finding pickoff after pickoff. So we are certainly seeing when VP are able to fight as a team, that Optic Gaming are likely to suffer casualties.
It's going to be a lot about the initiation. Whoever gets the first jump, PPD.
There we go, opening.
Very dead here.
Combo, no way to react to that.
And that's not dying dead. They look like they might want to go for the Roche here. They don't have Rock available. They've got Splitter though.
Optic Gaming, they do have Epicenter backup. So if Zai can get over here.
Look how they're all hitting it. VP knows that it's
they've got to take
so
it quick.
Everyone hits it, except for Solo. Solo can be the one who tries to zone outside.
Are they going to attempt to get into the pit? Zai's being kept to the side, the Spirit Vessel making sure that he can't blink in, so VP should get away with this one. It's incredibly low, they found it. They'll get it, they'll get the Aegis onto no one. Zai, Burrow striking away, they're trying to get out of there, but indeed Ramses, he's able to close the gap onto Zai. Zai, he cannot get himself out of this, so VP, they get Roche, they get the Aegis, they get a kill. PyCat, the BKB's just down to him, he has to pop it, he has to back away.
Quick move. Sometimes that's what these small little pickups can mean, even if you're a 5 hero.
Siege creeps though, they're doing it. Look at the tier 2 top. Same time though, VP themselves pushing him in, looking for the tier 2 there.
Ramses now has the Blink Dagger too, so now he can be sitting in the back lines a bit more, so he will avoid that doom in a lot of these occasions. And man, we've seen the Svenno ults when they played it the last time. It was very disgusting.
Good sentry placement though from Optic, keeping full eyes on these attempted openings from Pasha. Pasha though, he still blinks it. He goes in straight away, looking to burst out CCC. They've got the Torrent onto 2 as well. They're in trouble. CCC will get jewels up. Can he get his way out of this? He pops the BKB, but he's not making it away. The Golem punches him down. That's Razor gone for 80 seconds. Zai comes in with the Burrow Strike Heavy, but it's not enough damage to kill off VP. As Optic, they've lost 2 without buyback. The Doom is there onto no one. They'll be able to pop him once, but he's got the Aegis. And Optic, they've lost 3. PyCat, he's surrounded. He's alone. He has to kill himself. 4 dead on Optic. None with buyback available. VP have lost casualty after casualty in this game. With Optic have found pickoffs, but this one fight that VP have found is the dream fight. 4 dead.
They did this. This play was actually so cool by them. They threw the scan on the high ground, so they know they're there. So the instant blink up for Pasha, because he knows that there is somebody's positioned there, gets the roar, catches Optic completely off guard.
Absolutely. What a well-calculated and controlled play from VP.
And it all kind of landed. Some of the timing was a little lucky, but I think 33 blinked in as the Elder Titan stomp was finishing, so he got hit by a little more of the combo too. That was so quickly done there by VP, getting themselves a Rax now, and pretty much closing that advantage down to 0.
Absolutely. We'll see it again here.
Yeah, so he blinked in, he got hit by the Torrent at least, he dodges a little bit of damage, but by this time, look, Yules and CCC with the BKB, he's already dead by the time he lands down. Zai gets a decent epi in the back, but they already lost so much, and the Doom is thrown out on the Aegis hero.
Yeah, and a Kunkka as well, so it takes a long time to bring him down just the once. As Optic Gaming were not prepared for that at all, as VP, I mean, this is the thing with this team. Sure, they've been losing kills across the map, but VP goes to show it doesn't matter. If they can sort of find those dream situations where they get that perfect jump in from the Beastmaster, from Pasha, there's just no way for Optic Gaming to fight back if they don't have the buybacks, and in that situation, they absolutely did not.
Like, how do you expect that, right? Because this time around, they didn't put the base ward. They literally just threw the scan and jumped, and that was their way. now they have a base ward they placed afterwards, and they put it actually in a pretty cool spot that isn't really going to get dewarded, I don't think. So they're going to get good information out of that one. But yeah, that's really scary when you can see VP do those kind of jumps with no real high ground vision, just a scan.
Optic need to somehow make sure that CCNC is able to get his BKB popped at the start.
Yeah. They have to get the jump. That's what we were talking about. This game is going to be so important about who gets the first, gets that initial go. Ramsey's now level 20, has that Aghanims going for Linken's. He's got that +7 poison over duration, so the damage is it's like 2,500 or so. We can get amplified as well by Fatal Bonds, Elder Titan, etc. Very scary combinations coming in. Optic looking to try to take a fight. Oh! The Hawk actually gets hit by an unstable current while they're smoked. I don't know if VP saw it, but now they're seeing the Lesh at least anyway.
See if Optic is to wrap around. Jump 4 from 33. Doom drop down onto Solo. Knows the chaotic offerings available and doesn't want any chance of VP being able to turn around the fight. Maybe they can find more as they go towards the top, but it looks like Ramses was able to get into the trees and TP out.
Look at VP. They start pinging the bounty runes instantly, and we see PyCat actually port bottom to claim them. Look, they're pinging it out. It's all about that gold. Give quite a lot to your team.
Especially in a game that's now as close as it is.
It's like almost like 700 gold. Almost 750 to the team per bounty rune. And I mean, now VP's like, they just used a Doom on our Warlock. The Optic wanted to get so much more out of that. They wanted to get a Doom into some chase down kills, but they weren't able to find the closing gaps. So now VP, they're probably gonna look to fight as soon as Solo respawns. Although they are picking up some items soon, but I saw no one get a DD rune, and he's also level 20, so he gets that 25 strength perk.
Oh, and he's nearly got enough money to pick up a Demon Edge as well. Yeah. On his way to that Daedalus. So
this is starting to be very scary.
And as you said at the start, we've got to look out for those Tidebringer Fatal Bond hits.
Yeah. With talent too, because I do believe, yeah, Solo went for the 5% extra too, of course, with this type of lineup.
There we go. No, I'm popping the DD rune so you can take these towers down a little bit quicker. See if Optic want to do anything in reaction to these two being pushed down, but understandably by the looks of it, respecting the fact that this Kunkka has a double damage rune and they have no interest in getting close. They'll have to do something about the high ground attempt though. They can't allow VP to get away with another set of racks just as they did mid.
They don't have the Doom though, and VP knows that. That's why they're pushing aggressive. They've also gotten some decent item timings too. The Linken's came out from Ramses, BKB for Pasha, so they're feeling very confident right now.
How do Optic get this jump? How do they find a chance to slow this down? The slow, painful siege here with the Venom wards getting laid down towards that tier 3 tower.
Pasha's waiting under the Shadow Blade.
The X mark trying to spook potentially a BKB out of CCNC. He's not going to pop it. In fact, there's the jump with the raw. CCNC, he's just going to go down. He's out. He has to buy back straight away. Jump 4 from side, trying to commit with the epicenter 33 as well. Moving forward with the BKB. The ult is out from Ramses. They've got the control onto Zai. Optic, can they get any sort of catch? They tried for Solo. No one hunting for Zai, but he's got the Sandstorm. Ramses, he will fall. They'll get the Venom Answer. Burrow Strike from Zai. They'll claim Solo as well. No one. In the trees, he puts the TP into his inventory, but he hasn't actually got the mana at the moment to do so. So he's in trouble as well. Optic will surround the Kunkka. He's trying to run himself away. Now they'll find the vision if they got the detection. Yes, they do. Triple kill for CCNC. Required the buyback, but it keeps the tier 3 in the barracks alive down bottom and forces VP out of their neighborhood.
I was a bit... I really thought he was going to just BKB to be safe on that X play, because if you don't BKB, you know you're going to get chain comboed, and they don't have a saving mechanism.
But maybe that was the plan. Maybe he wanted them to go in like it. Maybe they knew that they were going to buy back. That was maybe the call that Optic made. They said, CCNC, get yourself in, do a little bit of feeding, and then get yourself back in immediately. Because that was an instant buyback. It looked very sort of calculated by Optic.
Fair enough. And during that chase, also, PyCat was able to pick up that gem that fell on the ground, and they were able to get the kill. Pasha is spotted by that gem.
PyCat.
But BKB.
I'll do it.
33 is coming in here, too, with the boots of travel. He's looking to try to go for something.
He's got the blink and the doom. Won't quite be able to get it in time, but no, the blink chase. He wants this. Is he going to drop the doom for it? It's getting dangerously close here to the base. Solo's there. 33. He just walks in and pops the BKB and walks out. He was going for it.
Yeah.
Nothing was stopping that man.
Solo
he heads up into the base.
Got that force staff to position Pasha further away. So boots of travel now on 33. Trying to make that play.
CCNC understandably building towards the Lincolns.
Yeah.
Certainly does need it. We'll give him that chance to react to the fights. We can see PyCat himself. He's got his done. To be fair, you know, Pasha's prioritization has been very good. Every fight, you're always just looking to brawl CC&C.
Yep.
So, you know, if they can get that stun before the BKB, is very, very, very much killable. So,
especially now too. Now that he doesn't have buyback available, if they get CC&C, this game could be very, very difficult for Optic. Yep. It looks like no one pretty much has Daedalus finished if he wants to purchase it.
As the game goes on, that Kunkka is certainly going to be something to worry about.
Who's getting the first level 25? It's probably Pycat as well as CC&C. It looks like we'll be getting that.
Smoke to be picked up by Solo. It's VP.
They've got ultis up in a second.
They do. Chaotic Offering is also now back. Everything is there. But Optic,
they're looking first.
They want to try and fight as well. Every ult in the game available. Who is going to find the jump?
They might find something here.
Ward down. They may just find Roger by the looks of it. Zai, or a strike in. They will find Roger away from the fight. VP, no interest in trying to fight off the back of losing that support.
The Roche just spawned as well. It is scouted. They do have a Hawk at least on the side of VP in there. I don't believe Optic knows what's up just yet. And look at this. During that smoke too, they placed quite a lot of vision down. So they want to be playing for that next Roche.
Ooh. See if they can try for it. But in terms of Pycat's items, so if you're going back towards the Octarine, Shiva's guard now actually going to be complete by CC&C.
He decided to go for armor. Since he went for the Eye of the Storm strike interval, since he went for Aghanims, he wanted some armor to at least defend himself before going for that Linken's. They already have one too, so maybe Pycat could throw the Linken's to try to protect him in some of those situations as well.
I mean, there's only really, one hero really right-clicking you? You know, the Kunkka's not really going to be looking to punch you. He's going to be punching elsewhere, and that armor doesn't do anything against the type.
It's true.
So, I guess, well, obviously with the ETO, still everyone sort of becomes a bit of a right-clicker.
Yeah.
At least. And the flat armor is obviously very good against the aura of ET.
Yeah, and the Shivas is always nice for like chase down and stuff.
Sure.
Like you can always get your link off, and if you can stay on top of somebody with Eye of the Storm in this, since he went for the Aghanims and the talent, it's quite a lot of damage. Now VP though, smoked up themselves. It's all about Roche control. All of Optic positioned. VP, they're just making their way in the pit. They've got the Solar Crest.
They're going straight in. Optic, they're heading over. Roshan falling pretty quickly, down to half of its health. And Optic jumping in time. They're going to have to do so soon, and they're not going to be able to make it. They do get the kill on Roche there, but the age is taken by no one. Pasha pops the BKB, takes down the Tombstone. Can Optic still try and fight into this? No one. Looks for the combo to 33.
The Warlock.
See if we can take this out of the fight as they surround no one. They'll be able to take him down once BKB's popped by Optic. They're going to be able to take the Beastmaster as well. They've found two. Ramsey's surrounded. The BKB's allowing Optic to go ham. As Ramsey's, he's in trouble. He'll fall. They've lost two cores. No one's BKB as he looks to turn, trying for the Tidebring hit. Zai, Jules up in the air, trying to dodge the Tidebringer, but no one holds it. Waits until he's out of the Yules, still gets the Sand King kill. X-Mark onto PPD. The rest of Optic, they have to get out of there. With the ult on them from the Venomancer, they can't stick around. So they do lose a few Optic, but they
take out the Aegis.
They get the cores and they take out the Aegis. And they get that Roshan kill, as we saw. You know, CC&C coming in from the side and I believe getting the kill with the Plasma Field.
Yeah, look how they prioritize dooming solo, understanding how powerful the Fatal Bonds and even the Chaotic Offering, that little time of stun, like even if they are BKB'd, that small duration stun can disrupt quite a lot to reposition themselves. And they were able to close the gap. They really just ran right on top of the Kunkka, and it makes life pretty hard. No one's trying to find the angle to get a proper Tidebringer, and he couldn't really do so in a lot of those situations. And now we do see level 25s coming out, of course.
Plus 100 attack speed from CC&C. As each and every fight, as we've been saying, with the Shiva's Guard, he's had a very good chance of getting off a very good duration of static link. Frequently sort of the max build up of the right-click damage.
No one's about to have that level 25 for the Tidebringer as well. So PPD is almost level 22. So this is one of the big timings actually on dying as well, is this level 20 talent is pretty crazy that it's actually +6 Tombstone attacks. So that's 14 attacks. And if you die as well, that's 2 Tombstones that acquire 14 hits each. And the slow actually is very annoying how much you can apply. But
No one finding PPD, instant crit takes him down to half health. He'll drop the tombstone. CCNC comes in with the BKB, but the chaotic offerings drop down. PPD's gone. CCNC, he needs backup sides, trying to go in on the backlines with the epicenter. Will use himself up. Pycat's there to help him out as they'll take down the outer Titan. Heading now over. These tombstones adding up here from the death of the Undying, and that's going to allow Zai to come in with a burrow strike onto no one, able to heal up. Double kill as he does with the quick tiebreaker, but indeed, look how many there are going and chasing now VP. They've lost 3, and they get more Optic. They're looking to try and hunt down Pasha as they head forward. Pasha just a little too speedy. He'll get out of there, but again, these fights, and as you say, these zombies just doing so much at surrounding VP, and VP, they're buying back. They're going to buy back on Roger. They're going to buy back on no one.
Yeah, and that's not even with the talent. They couldn't even kill it through the regular amount of hits. And that's 2 of the tombstones as soon as they kill Peter down, and you see they just can't move. So Leshrac, their BKBs start falling off on VP, and Leshrac just thrives on that. Same thing with Razor. Builds up that damage, able to get tons of hits during it.
7K lead now off the back of that fight. OG Optic Gaming getting a sizable advantage off that thanks to the buybacks of VP. And no one, he has to be careful. If they can find no one in some sort of shape or form, especially whilst the majority of the big team fight ults are down at the moment for VP. Chaotic offering, 100 seconds it's got. They will find the jump. CCNC in trouble. The Raw Torrent goes ship through as well. They found the Razor, but Pycat, he's heading in straight away. Buyback will come out from Ramses. They're throwing everything into this fight. 33 looking towards this Beastmaster. The Dooms drop down. He's chasing Pasha. Ramses comes in with the ult, but the BKB's out for Pycat. Finds the stun. They've got the damage to take down Roger. Buyback now as well. As they're coming fully into this, they're throwing everything. This fight's so important for both sides. 33 surrounded. They'll lose the Doom. He's now dead for 90 seconds. PPD gets cut down by the Tidebringer. Those buybacks into deaths have meant that he's at the side. The buyback now back available for Doom if they want to get back in, but Optic Gaming are looking to settle back and reset.
How many was that from VP? 1, 2, 3, 4 in the last couple moments. So yeah, they pretty much have none down, none left now.
So it's a scary 6 minutes for VP, because even though those buybacks short, the immediate fight was able to slightly be secured, forcing Optic back, they're not able to really push off the back of the fact that there are still 2 heroes down for 50 seconds. So if Optic Gaming take one more fight, the game could be theirs.
But also, same on the reversal, because they used a couple buybacks as well. CCNC had to use his. That's one of the crucial ones, as well as the Doom, like you mentioned, and PPD. They still will have at least Pycats available. Oh, sorry, not the Doom, apologies.
46 minutes, 43 to 32. This game is definitely what we hope to see here in the major finals. So one Birmingham 2018.
Optic will have 2 at least of the core buybacks. And also, so the nice thing is that Pycat also still running this very high charge Bloodstone. So he will respawn faster if he does get taken out. But he's 14, 3, and 17. Pycat's been having a very impressive last track game.
It really has. That laning situation they had at the start has just propelled him to such a perfect place. As Pycat has absolutely been one of the star players, and incredibly versatile, and able to play in a lot of different fashions in terms of playing so those farm-oriented heroes, making recoveries after being in lanes that are punished, but at the same time, able to play these very aggressive cores, these sort of Leshracs, and having such an impact. I
mean, I feel like I've seen him play so many different things on this Optic team, at least in this tournament. I saw him play some Axe, I saw him play some hard carries, I saw him play some like off-lane. He's really doing quite a lot for this team.
He's making his case for that Mercedes. If he's able to keep it going, and if Optic can really pull through this series, as Game 2 certainly looks like they have a fantastic chance of doing so.
This is the longest that VP's had a Game 2, right?
I would imagine so.
The longest one was 38 minutes at this tournament. This one's 47. It's Optic. They're down to racks, but ahead in gold and ahead in, well, experience is going to start evening out because we're getting close to those 25s, but they've been making very good aggressive moves. Scary thing is always going to be your late game versus a Kunkka. He's got the double Daedalus. He's queued up the Rapier. You have to be very aware of your positioning in a lot of these situations.
I mean, one hit and the fight can just be gone like that.
Yep. That being said, though, like we were talking about, the next 6 minutes or so, or next like 5 or 4 now, it's coming down to, will be a bit quiet probably for both teams because they're both just afraid. This game could just end abruptly off of a kill, so taking it a little bit easy here.
Get the blink as well, so no one can secure that sort of key angle.
Yeah, he's had a bit of trouble with his getting in the right position this game. And Optic, actually, they're looking to take this one. They've got their ultis ready.
If they can find the big pickoffs whilst those buybacks are unavailable.
Yeah.
A A VP, understandably, but all playing very careful. They're around their tier 2s. They know that Optic's entirely off the map.
Instantly scouted. You see he's hiding in the tree lines, putting the wards down, and they have their 2 side lanes pushing. So they're aware that this smoke was coming from Optic.
Yeah, Optic sort of just trying their luck with that play. Maybe seeing if they do manage to sort of catch VP at a moment where the focus has been dropped. It's not going to happen. Does VP play it safe? Lots of money on PyCat. He's got that Hex queued up. Could certainly be that extra bit of lockdown they need to get on top of these cores. I mean, not just the cores, really. If they're able to sort of have that extra disable onto just a part of VP's team fight, it's going to be huge for Optic.
Yeah, instant disable. I mean, they've got the Sanking stun already. Has that kind of that instant disable, so some follow-up on top. Both teams. VP just really just waiting for those buybacks. They're trying to get Ramses that level 25 as well. I would assume he's going to take the Poison Nova AoE, but the 3x Plague Ward is also pretty good for like defending and stuff. I don't know, actually. Because he's kind of in position anyway with Blink Dagger. He will hit most with the Poison Nova, but plus 800 is pretty massive. Pasha doing some scouting information, pushing out the top lane, putting up a Hawk as well. And Optic trying to chase him down, unable to find him though. So next Roche, probably the most important thing with all those buybacks coming up pretty much at the same time. Next 2 minutes or so.
No surprise there with PyCat's farming stat there.
So we've, Roche is going to be respawning in 2:18, and a lot of the buybacks are coming up in about 1:55 or 2:50 or so. So it's going to be very timed for that Roche with those buybacks.
Optic are waiting.
Yeah, this is just push in the lanes, try to have map control, claim those bounties. We know how much gold they're worth at this time in the game. Make sure you can get those double rune controls as well.
Still neither side getting caught out, but it is Optic, as we're seeing for the majority, just being sort of the aggressors in this situation. VP are the ones that are having to play that more scared, allowing Optic to sort of consistently keep these lanes shoved over to their best ability with the bots. Of course, on PyCat, consistently getting just lane after lane, wave after wave of farm. He's about a 10k advantage ahead of no one's Kunkka, as he sits so far ahead this game on his Leshrac.
It's had a very, very good game. The 3 cores on Optic have been playing remarkably. I mean, not to say the supports are playing bad. They've died a little bit more, but the core play has been quite remarkable. And VP still just waiting for those buybacks. This is going to be a very explosive timing at that next mark when that Roche and those are available.
And I guess sort of the question is, well, we're looking at PyCat's itemization. I mean, he's got a lot of money. He wants to get the Hex. How is he sort of going to work this around with his slots? Because he's running out of slots. Are we going to sort of see him swap the boots out in the midst of the fight so he can get the Hex? Or?
I think he wants movement speed too much. I think maybe even move the Yules in some situations if you use it defensively early on.
Sure. Or if you used it for the setup, for the combo.
Yeah. The Doom comes out onto Roger here.
They can chase this down, Optic. They are heading forward with the Infernal Blade and the Shiva's Cut. They will be able to find Roger. So that is a component of VP's fight gone for 80 seconds. How long until Roche is back? 25. So this timing could work out very nicely for Optic.
He has buyback, but he's short 200 gold.
See if Optic are able to make the most of it. They are desperately hanging around this Roche. They know that it's got to be back up soon. And they know how big it would be for them to take it at this stage.
Yeah. The line is drawn from no one. He's tongue Pasha. Start threatening the base a little bit. You have to keep this bottom wave pushed out as much as possible so we can try to contest Roche.
There we go.
Roche is up.
Smoke at the same time. VP can still fight with just the 4 of them. There's no doubt about that.
They can get the big jump. I mean, a big AoE. Big Poison over big Fatal Bonds could turn a lot, but Optic can make their way in.
He's got to jump soon. He's thinking about it. The Linkers will be popped.
They got the Fatal Bonds attached them to the Roche. They had to stop it immediately because of that. Great play there by Solo to buy time for his team to respawn.
Pasha keeping the pressure up down bottom, knows that he didn't need to be there to sort of push them away from the Roshan attempt.
Man, whenever you get Fatal Bound to Roche, that's such a scary thing. They instantly run away from it.
Here we go. As you say, VP with Roger back alive and in the ranks.
Looks like almost all the buybacks are available too. Some people are short on gold of it though. CCC still short 90, ET as well, short 400.
There's the vision here with the tombstone. Straight away, Zai jumping across. They know that if they could take Solo away, that would be absolutely huge. At the same time, though, they've lost 33. He's been found out. 33 will fall Solo as well to get taken down, but he buys back straight away. Really wants to try and push the issue whilst 33's dead. Roger coming across, but the Hex immediately drops down onto the Elder Titan. Stun from Zai. They've got a Tekken. That's Roger gone, but he'll buy back as well. No one heading in with the BKB, looking towards PPD. PPD will get cut down.
They're all Nova'd. They're all poison Nova'd, and a couple fatal bonds now on them,
Chaotic off with this damage, really going to add up onto Optic. Can they get away? Pasha jumps forward. CCNC will use himself up, but the BKB from Pasha as he punches into CNC, takes him down. Zai with the Burrow Strike, looking for the setup as Pycat has got the combo. Does he have the damage? The Hex is out. Can he finish off? He can't. Pycat's dead. They buy back on Zai. Will Pycat get back in? He's back up in 15 seconds thanks to those Bloodstone charges.
Holy crap, the rock actually hits super hard when it's next to the Beastmaster because the aura, since it's 85 bonus attack speed, it attacks pretty damn quick. And there, the Poison Nova, it caught on 4 heroes there as soon as Ramses blinks in. I think a Tidebringer also hit 3 or 4 heroes as well.
Again, these buybacks being used. That last fight, Optic themselves committing 3 buybacks. Versus Pro, of course, committing 2 themselves on both Solo and Roger.
The 3 cores have them available though for VP, Beastmaster, Venom, and Kunkka.
They are now back in, as you say, at that advantage in terms of the buyback statuses. Buybacks just proving to be everything in this game.
Yeah, and they took, I mean, the biggest thing is too, they took out 33 right before the fight started. Yep. He wasn't able to get a good positioning.
And they're going to take this Roche by looks of it. No way that Optic Gaming get over to the pit. VP, get Roche, get the Aegis, get themselves the cheese. And now the net worth is back, bam, even again between these 2 teams.
So who's got the shard? Who did they end up giving it to? They gave it to the Beastmaster, so they gave it to Pasha. Those roars just looking to be super important in this game anyway. Just constantly finding the right setups. He's always looking for the right target. Same thing with 33, these 2. Scan comes out from both sides.
Hunting. Optic playing aggressive despite the fact that VP have the benefits of Roshan. CCT popping the BKB looking towards Pasha. Pasha forced back. Zai trying to go with the epicenter, but the blink's going to be cancelled. The Spirit was on him, so he can't jump in and close the gap. Now, they have to back off Optic. They pop the BKB on Pycat. They do not want to fight like this. VP, can they get some sort of a catch?
Roger, running in.
He is with a BKB. He's starting to punch down into the Undying Optic. They've got to be careful. Pasha jumps in. He's got the roar. CCNC will be forced to the side by Zai. Can Zai save CCNC? Still continues to back off. Ramses comes in with the Poison Nova. The slow onto PPD as Roger looks towards PPD. He yulls up here as Zai. Can he keep himself alive? Gets the blink off. Burrow Strike as well. He continues to retreat. The Hex Mark's going to be there. He's very close to the base. Optic, can they keep Zai safe? That Tidebringer hit. Nearly doing it, but Zai will survive.
Pycat instantly TP top, so they knew that they were going to bail that one.
Let's see how VP react to this. Pycat, level 25, he's going to be doing significant damage to the tower. Fortification will come out. They're
Roger's
backing
looking
off.
for him.
See if they can play those way around this. He's got the Hex. There's the upgraded boss coming in onto Roger. Is it going to be in time to stop it? It's not. Pycat's out. He gets himself away, forces VP back. Despite VP being able to take that fight down bottom, they don't get the racks thanks to Pycat's heads-up split-push play.
They instantly disengaged. As soon as they were like, oh god, this is getting awkward, they just TP top, even 33 TP to the base. They had no intention of fighting that after they did not get the jump that they wanted. Zai stepping up a bit far here versus Ramses and Solo.
He heals himself up. No one is around. They're dropping the chaotic offering. They really want Zai dead. There's a lot of damage coming down onto him. He'll try and Burrow Strike away. CCNC and PPD are here, but Zai, he's gone. It's gone for 110 seconds. Buyback still good for 5 minutes. The big Tidebringer hit coming out to PPD, nearly finishing him off. CCNC having to pop the BKB.
Back.
But Pasha, he's got the lockdown onto 33. The Torrent combo. 33 pops the BKB, but he's already punched down. Solo with the double kill as the Golem moves on. As Optic now without 2. Both buybacks unavailable for 4 minutes. They can't come back into the game for over a minute. Is there any way that Optic Gaming can hold with just the 3 of them? PPD,
they found PPD too.
He's found out all alone. He will fall 3 down. No buybacks available. VP, they may have just done it here in game 2. Despite Optic's strong showing for the early part, VP, they've kept their composure. They're taking a second set of racks. I don't think they can hold here at all, Fog. This looks like this is VP taking a second game.
It does seem like that. This is, oh my goodness, just some small, just crazy amount of AoE team fights coming out, but Optic, they're looking to take this fight.
Let's see what they can do. Pycat trying to commit with the BKB, but now the BKB is worn off. Ramsey just comes in with the poison over onto the 2 of them. Pycat wants to refresh. He's got the BKB back up, does have the Hex. They're punching into him though. Pycat, can he really do something miraculous here? He's bringing no one down low. They'll take no one out, but he's got the Aegis. He's back, he's ready to go again. CCNC backing away. Rogers falling low. Pycat comes in with his buyback. Can the two of them really keep this game alive? It doesn't look like it because the Roar comes in. Pycat just evaporates. GG is called, and Virtus Pro take the second game in this best of 5, now leading 2-0 against Optic. And dare I say, that defeat may be even more crushing than the first, because this time around, Optic, they had a really strong hold on this game, but they still couldn't quite finish it up. Virtus Pro keeping their composure and coming in with those plays that you can imagine for both teams must have been so tense at sort of that 15-minute mark, with buybacks on the line as they were. That must have been such an experience to be in the thick of it in that game for these two teams.
I mean, it was super close. It could have gone either way at any moment. Just the small initiations, whoever could start to fight a lot of them, and then I mean, Ramsey's getting these blink 4-man ultis in a couple of occasions. We see his damage at the end of the game, 61,000 on the Venomancer. That is, Pycat did 42,000 as the Leshrac. Leshrac was one of those insane damage dealers, being that outnumbered by a Veno.
I mean, of course, great to see such a close game between these two sides. If anything, Optic now have shown us that they can sort of stand up against VP. This was, this was nowhere. This was a very close game, as we saw. This was Optic finding something that certainly worked. We knew that maybe if Optic were able to sort of close it up sooner, they would have been in a better position, but there was always going to be this timing as the game went on. As you said, once no one gets these double daylesses, these tie-bringer hits, instantly sort of wiping one or two heroes out of the fights, it gets so hard to play against VP in the late game, which we haven't really gotten to see with the speed that VP are winning their games, but you can never underestimate the CIS side when the game goes past the 50-minute mark.
Absolutely. They kept their composure even though they were down, and they brought it back.
2-0. VP 1 game away from claiming the championship title here at ESL 1 Birmingham 2018. Back over to you, Paul.
Thank you very much, Owen. Yes, another victory for Virtus Pro, but you can't count out Optic Gamer. We've had a little bit of a change. You've probably noticed already on the panel. We welcome Mad from OG alongside us to give us some insight. A man that's already played this team. Like, they look disgusting right now, man. I don't even know how you beat them. Tell us, how do we beat them?
I mean, it is pretty rough, especially after the start Optic got.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the hardest game that VP had to play this tournament.
Yeah,
I think it's fair to say. And Optic had obviously a very solid way to win this game. And I think their approach in that game was really interesting. And I think VP has to be worried that Optic, they got the number now. That's how I feel at least. And this final might be way closer than what game 1 showed.
Yeah, I hope you're right, Alan. Probably the best draft we've seen against Virtus Pro.
Oh, I think so.
The whole tournament, right? And the longest game we've seen in the whole tournament as well. So they've done everything right, and yet they've still come out losers.
Again, we've talked about it in the early game. We talked about it after game 1 in the mid game, and now we're talking about it in the late game. You make 1 or 2 mistakes against VP, and they just capture control of the game back from you. The big thing to this game, Ramsey's, as hard a time as he had in the lane, as hard as VP were getting shut down, they were 5 and 6K down in the 20s. Ramsey's was still the most farmed hero on the map, on that Venomancer, so he got that Ags up with good timing, he got the other items up, the Lincoln Spear, and he was relevant in these fights.
Yeah, the Veno was a great pick, Kevin, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, actually, I don't even think it was that great. It was a very good late game, yes, but in the laning stage, compared to the last time they picked Veno, they were against some melee heroes. This game, well, the cool thing that Optic did was they had Pycat play carried Leshrac. It's like an int caster that obviously can play support, but he can transition as a carry. So when they lane him against a Veno, and Veno gales one of them, it doesn't matter as long as 2 of them don't get galed. If it's only 1, there's still range, they get extra attacks. So they actually punished him. I definitely agree that he got more farm than he needed to, but in the mid game, Veno felt really bad, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you've played them. You know how hard it is to beat them. You played them in the round robin best of 1s. Optic, though, did it feel like they've started to understand how to beat them in this series?
They did. I mean, the thing with VP right now is that obviously they're a great team. They're very good at Dota, but you don't get to play Dota against them. At least so far, none of the teams in the tournament that played against VP got to play a game against VP.
Yeah.
This was the first game that a team got against VP, just because they went through drafting, through laning, and what Optic did, what you just mentioned about the Leshrac, not only it shuts down the Veno, but it also shuts down the ET position 4, because what ET wants to do is brawl with midi heroes on the lane. And now there's a Leshrac, and he can't close the cap with the Leshrac, especially because there's stanking that doesn't let it happen, etc., etc. Optic approach to that game was perfect. They got to play. I think they didn't play as confident as they could have been playing like that game, honestly, and it came down to that. Now they just need to keep doing what they figured out, but play more confident, be confident that they have what they need to get to play against VP, and they're probably good enough to just beat them.
I know they didn't make many mistakes in that game, but as Alan pointed out, you don't need to make many mistakes against Virtus Pro because they do punish you, don't they?
Yes, they do. I mean, like every other great team.
Yeah, and that's the problem with them. Where now for Optic? What do they talk about backstage?
Again, I think Peter needs to keep drafting like he's been drafting in Game 1 and Game 2. I think these drafts are good enough to beat VP. The problem is you just have to play super tight in these team fights while still keeping the aggression up. I mean, I actually thought a couple of the disengages from Optic on the Radiant side were pretty good. A couple of those fights could have gone a lot worse than they did. But like Matt said, you got to have that window and seize the opportunity to end the game.
Yeah. Kevin, what would you like to see them iterate, if anything, in that draft? Because it was a good draft.
I think the draft was pretty fine. The only thing they were kind of lacking was like mid-game catch. If you looked at what VP did, they just spread really far out, and they kind of just looked for openings and opportunities to like chain stun and blow up heroes like Razor, for example. So if Optic doesn't play these team fights perfectly or get their own engagements first, like always Doom and Warlock, then it's hard for them to win those. And they never really won super convincing fights that would allow them to actually cross the map.
Yeah, we talked a lot about Optic, Seb, but at the same time, Virtus Pro, they're just having such an incredible tournament right now.
I mean, if I'm solo, I do feel a little bit worried in the sense that whatever he's been doing for now has stopped working, or PPD understands how to counter it. They definitely must have other cards ready that they can play, because they have played only one so far, and you know. But I mean, I don't think they're feeling that confident, because last game was really hard for VP and they should have lost that game. And I'm pretty sure they understand that.
Yeah.
On the side of Optic, I'm really looking at them just like playing with confidence. You know, you have on one side, a fight starts, Kunkka dies, he buys his BKB because he knows that I don't need to buy back. He's looking at the game with like a collected and calm approach. Whereas on the other team is like whenever they die, they buy back right away, TP in. Yep. It's very messy, I mean, of course, the tension, it gets to you. But now they just have to try to relax before the next game, and I'm sure they'll be able to bring it back to at least 2-1, and then hopefully 2-2.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a decent series out of it. Stay with us, Seb, as well, because Seb will be here for the next draft as well as we head into that game. Game number 3, just around the corner. Can we dare to dream of getting a decent series out of these two teams? Well, we saw some signs in Game 2, but it's still Virtus Pro who find themselves 2-up. We'll find out after the break whether Optic can stand tall and pull a game back. We'll see you soon.
He will get Jules up. Can he get his way out of this? He pops the BKB, but he's not making it away. The Golem punches him down. That's Razor gone for 80 seconds. Zai comes in with the Pro Strike Heavy, but it's not enough damage to kill off VP. As Optic, they've lost 2 without buyback. The Doom is there onto no one. They'll be able to pop him once, but he's got the Aegis. And Optic, they've lost 3. Pycat, he's surrounded. He's alone. He has to kill himself. 4 dead on Optic.
I want to get in there.
Wow, I'm actually dead.
Are you dead? Yeah, I'm dead.
Never, dude.
Dude, look at that macro pyre, dude. Oh my god.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Life is all about following a few simple rules. Dress proper. Get a real job. Start a family. Be humble. Time to grow up.
capture. Absolute destruction coming out from Liquid. Solo, beautiful feed grip onto Mugi. Rampage for no one. GG is called.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
ESL One Birmingham is brought to you in part by Intel, Mercedes-Benz, Vodafone, Alienware, DHL, and Pay Safeguard.
Virtus Pro find themselves just one game away from crowning themselves yet another major championship, and it would be the 4th of the season, and it would also make them record holders in one season of majors. But they've got a pretty tall order in front of them, because Optic Gaming have shown some real mettle in game number 2, the longest game of the entire tournament so far. What can they deliver in game 3? Well, that's a good question, and the 3 men next to me are going to tell you exactly how they're going to get into this game and how Optic can potentially, Seb, I say potentially, bring us a whole series, because I'd love to see some more games. I don't just want this to be another 3-0 crush.
So I think, as I said earlier, the approach that they had game 2, they need to keep it up for game 3 And if I'm not mistaken, game 2 they were first pick.
They were.
Yeah.
In fact, both games.
Both games,
Yeah.
and I do think that they utilized first pick way better game 2 than they did game 1. And if they're not first pick for game 3, I think it's gonna be a little bit harder because my guess would be that VP understood that first pick is the way Optic can actually outdraft them. If VP are first pick, I don't think Optic. I think the draft's going to be really rough for Optic.
What aspect of first pick gave them the advantage? Because they picked Leshrac both game 1 and game 2, but what about the other picks?
To me,
phase 2.
It's mostly about the second phase, right? Because when you're first pick, VP, they have to pick and Optic gets to react to these picks. And this is the most problematic part about it, to be honest. Because what happened last game is that PPD, he drafted a lineup, so he went Sanking Leshrac Razor, and everything was open. The Sanking could have been off lane, could have been support, it could have been 5 or position 4. Same for the Leshrac. And VP, they had to draft blindly heroes against that. So for example, they felt pretty bad about that Beastmaster, right? And even the ET, and it ended up backfiring really hard because now it's a Beastmaster ET, as you mentioned, like it's an ET support against a range core on the lane, and they don't want that to happen. It's a Beastmaster against an Undying on the lane. So Optic got away to win 3 lanes last game, pretty heavily. And this is usually VP crush 3 lanes. They don't lose 3 lanes. So now it's like from 1 to 10 shift for VP, and I'm pretty sure they hate playing in these conditions. They still won the game, but I'm 100% convinced that after the laning phase, they were like, okay, that game is incredibly hard. Like, what just happened? How did they make that happen? And this comes a lot with drafting order. And this last pick, Veno, even if it was good, I don't think it's VP it's what VP is looking for. They don't want the best hero for the game right now.
All right, we go first pick again, and they've picked the Leshrac again. Seb, how has it changed drafting over the last 6 to 12 months? Because kind of 9 months to 6 months ago, we saw this flexi draft, and a lot of picks were very flexible. First 2, 3 picks were always, well, it could go in the side lane, could go in the off. It was very flexible, right?
Carbon copy.
And it seemed to have moved away from that recently, but now it's coming back, is it? Do you feel it's stronger again?
So right now, there's a lot of emphasis being put on the laning phase. It is a lot about the patch, and it's also when like the best teams, they can dictate that. If VP decides to go all-in laning phase, you don't have a choice but to follow it. Because if you say, no, I don't want to focus on the laning phase as much as you do, you're not going to get to play the game.
All right, that beast goes the other side.
Yeah, but I like what VP is doing. This is smart. They did understand that the Sanking was a problem. They get the Leshrac, which is good, but they steal the Sanking themselves. They don't want the draft to be as open as it was before. The Warlock pick is good for VP. They know exactly what they're doing with it. I think Optic addressed it pretty well last game. I think it's more enabled this game because now they know what's going to happen with the Beastmaster, and they have very precise ideas of how they want to counter Beastmaster Virtus Pro. One of their answers that they've done the most was the ET against the BM. It is a support that's just going to not let BM get close to the creep wave. So it doesn't matter if it's a really strong hero laning-wise because he just gets shut down completely by an ET pick. And it's also good in the game against BM, which makes the pick even better.
Yeah, I think that's a great analysis. The only thing here is Optic have really deviated from the pattern in the first couple of games by picking up what is almost certainly their offlaner in the first phase. Now, what it does, that crucial vision element that was missing from their draft in game 1, it does give them that. But I agree, I have real concerns about these two in a duel. Do you really think that Leshrac Beastmaster offers the same kind of threat that, say, that Leshrac Sand King offlane did in the last game?
Not necessarily. It depends a lot. So the way VP they draft, they think a lot about the...
the crowd loves the Dragon Knight ban, all right.
Yeah, they're sick of seeing Dragon Knight. There's been a lot of Dragon Knights, to be honest.
Yeah, way too much.
I'm personally a Dragon Knight fan, so I'm a little bit sad, but I mean...
Strategically, it's a really good hero, I hate to say it.
Yeah, we'll see what they do. It looks like... I mean, for now, the Sanking is open for VP, right? It's the same situation where it could be a position 4 or it could be an offlane hero.
Pasha trying to cool himself down. It's as good a way as any.
On the bright side, with Optics opening, they should have better catch in the mid game. And late game as well. Something they had trouble with last game. Like, Lesh seemed like he could push out all the lanes, get farm, become a good core, but there just wasn't a lot of stun follow-up other than Sanking.
And Beastmaster Leshrac is just a very solid combo because the way you deal with Leshrac usually is that you have to buy BKB at some point, right? Like the amount of magic damage that comes from the hero is just like, you just can't tank it. And Beastmaster is one of the best heroes in the game against BKBs. He has a BKB immunity piercing spell, and he just brings a lot of physical damage. So itemizing against Leshrac and Beastmaster can become tricky. You're looking at Lincoln's, you're looking at BKB, you're looking at like raw HP. It's just a very good like duo here. Yeah.
So statistically, Virtus Pro had been running the Sand King a lot as a core early in the season. You think around Genting, when I remember that play where Pasha fed Ramses a rampage on that Sand King combination, but they've gone to mostly support on their Sand King recently. 11-1 is Roger on Sand King in the last 5 patches compared to only 2-3, Pasha.
Yeah, he had that extraordinary run as well, didn't he?
Oh,
that's
God.
amazing.
Yeah, thanks,
that
guys.
Is amazing.
That's, yeah, 10 out of 10.
What do you think?
You know what? I don't know if you know, Seb, but Owen and I got married this weekend.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. No
I was not invited.
So you're here. It's happening in this cathedral of Dota.
That is true. That is great.
This Doom pick it ruins the 2 heroes of Optic because it gets Pipe and Crimson Guard online in the mid 20 minutes, and all of a sudden, so much of the damage output of these 2 heroes, which comes from multiple small instances of magic and physical, gets nullified in these fights.
And this is the second phase I was mentioning earlier. This is when it gets tricky for VP because they have to expose themselves, picking wise. They need to show Optic what they're doing, and Optic just gets to like pretty much answer.
But I think the big thing though is VP said fine. You know, they're not going to try and be fancy in this draft and protect themselves. We know what position these 3 heroes are going to be in, barring a Doom safe lane, something a little weird. They're just saying, look, we're gonna pick a very solid combo. 3 OP heroes. 3
it could be a little bit more open in the sense that Ramses has played Doom before, and some teams do like Doom safe lane. I know Liquid has run it very successfully on the Miracle this tournament. Ramses, I know, is a Doom player.
Yes, he is.
So the Doom could potentially be offlane position 4 or 5, whatever you want to call it, but like support offlane or carry right now. And it is a little bit open, and I think it is important to keep it open because else you just get counter pick straight up, and you might not get to play the game, even though the hero is good for the game. If you don't get there, you know, if you lose the lanes like you do against VP, and they have a 6-3 advantage 10 minutes in, it does not matter the heroes you picked. Like, you're gonna lose that game.
Absolutely, and VP, you know, it's not just the Doom that they'll do that with. They'll move the Omni into the safe lane. They are a team that is not afraid to put Ramses on those kinds of heroes.
What would you say is like a lane solution against Doom? My theory so far is like amplifiers, like either Spell Amp or like Shadow Demon Soul Catcher kind of stuff.
Yeah, correct. I really like amplifiers. For example, I know people really like Doom against Chen. I think Chen is one of the heroes that can actually kill Doom through the laning phase because of like penitence. Shadow Demon sounds really good. Usually heavy magic damage is good. Heroes like AA, like Chilling Touch, Ice Vortex, let's say AA plus some AA Leshrac lane. Like Doom cannot go there at all. He's just gonna keep feeding. You just want enough damage on the lane, I would say.
There's your amplifier, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's just a very solid pick, the ET. Let's say they have a Sanking Doom lane. It's going to be very hard if it's a ET Leshrac. Now Optic is doing what VP has done to a lot of teams. There's no way you send Sanking Doom, for example, against an ET Leshrac lane. They're not going to get anything there, and it's going to be 2 dead picks.
And that's the thing, though. It doesn't even have to be a Sand King. It doesn't even have to be that lane, right? You can run Beastmaster Leshrac in a dual lane and do what LGD do and put like ET Gyro in your safe lane.
For example, yes, that could be much better for them. That's another pick that is tricky for VP. It's like you have to reveal so much, and you do get the last pick, but doesn't matter if you lost the draft by the time you get there.
I mean, Solo has been, to me, over the course of this DPC season, especially if you factor in Hamburg and Katowice, he's been the best 5th picker in the pro circuit. He has used these 5th picks so well.
So that's
but they'll take it away.
But that's the beauty of, like, that is how smart these teams are. If you think about it, they did pick Doom and Gyro. They showed like 2 heroes, but they can send a Gyro safe lane. They can send a Gyro middle. It could be Gyro mid, Doom off lane, Doom safe lane, Sand King support, and they last pick, for example, I'm gonna say some Batrider that's gonna bully heavily Optics carry, for example. Or it could also be like a regular Gyro safe lane, Doom off lane. Like it is still open, and I think in this game, Virtus Pro, they are doing a better job than the last game. Last game they had to reveal early. PPD forced them to reveal early that it was a Kunkka middle against the Razor, which is a terrible matchup. In this game, I think they still can keep it open, and they're gonna get the last pick. So they are the ones. They didn't lose the draft yet, and Optic is gonna have to reveal their cards completely with the 5 heroes.
So what do you think here? So many of the tanky mid here, the Dragon Knight, the Death Prophet are banned. Oh, wow, they turn around with the Venom. I don't know about this.
It's a good solution if you lane it against the Doom. Like, if you just gale him, he can't run at you. And it'll give you enough space that you can potentially outplay your opponents.
It's a very strong laner against the heroes, as you mentioned. It's also very good in the game against Gyro and Doom, because So Doom and Gyro, they rely heavily on movement speed advantage, right, the way they play. And running into Veno wards, being very slow, you don't get to use your spells as efficiently as you will want to. It is a very solid Veno game, and as we see in the last game, like the Veno ET, the ET aura, the magical damage, it makes Veno twice scarier as he is already. And of course, like ET, Leshrac, Veno, their lineup is very complete. Once again, I think PPG is doing an amazing job at drafting, but he's not per se out-drafting VP this game around, at least from my perspective. VP is doing a good job too.
I'm not convinced by this yet. I think the problem is when you put Doom, when you put that pipe Crimson Guard timing in the mid-20s together with BKB and a damage item on the Gyro, I think Virtus Pro is going to have a huge opening. Even at parity, they're going to have a huge opening to take these fights in the 20 to 25 minute window, and that's where if you watch LGD replays, that's where they win the game.
It is true, like the BKB timing on Gyro is not addressed for now. But Optic can address it with the last pick.
I mean, they have the Beastmaster Roar, right?
Yeah, but it
doesn't
might not
feel
be
like
enough.
that's enough. Yeah,
the follow-up damage is going to be lacking.
I mean, between like ET and Lesh, if they're within chainstone range, like that's a kill.
The
you
problem
can't save it with like a Warlock alone. Unless he interrupts like the stun chain or something, but it all depends on initiation anyways. Like if Beastmaster is moving around the map in other places and setting up kills, like it doesn't have to be, they don't have to necessarily cover each other, I guess is what I'm saying.
Do you need more physical as Optic here? Need more push?
I would enjoy more physical damage, but
wow.
There it is. Desolator Coddle, here it comes.
It might not be the Desolator Coddle, although I would have loved it. So they're just like committing to the lanes even harder, and not thinking too much about the mid game, which is a very good thing to do against Virtus Pro, to be honest.
I tell you what, the one thing that I really like about this Coddle pick is I feel they got penalized in the last game as the game went on. The Undying did not scale compared to the Warlock. They could have used a second pipe in that last game, but Undying's never going to get to like that third item. So the Coddle is at least going to scale across the game, and he potentially, if he gets off and farms well, he gives you an answer. He gets an Ags in that 20-minute period, and all of a sudden they can't end the game with the Gyro BKB.
And they do start themselves.
Shoot.
Optic has overwhelming vision advantage, at least during daytime. So got that. Slark will offset that during nighttime.
Very interesting draft for game number 3. We're going to get some predictions before we get into our game. Alan, very quickly.
Ramses ruins the game, VP 3-0.
Kevin.
Slark seems real scary, so I'm going to say VP.
And Seb.
I think Optic are going to win 3 lanes this game again. They're doing the right thing. I'm going to say Optic. I just hope they play with more confidence.
Okay, all right. Well, it's all on the marbles now because Virtus Pro are on the verge of claiming another major. Only Optic stand in the way and they have to win this game. Have they got what it takes? Let's find out as we head into game number 3.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Game 3 now of Virtus Pro versus Optic Gaming here in the grand finals of the ESL 1 Major Birmingham 2018. Fogged, either way that this is going to go, it's going to be exciting to see. We're either about to see VP have another flawless victory here at a major, or we could see Optic Gaming begin the turnaround of a century here. Can they do it here, Fox? What do you reckon about Optic Gaming's approach to the game here in Game 3?
So just like last game, I like the way that they approached with the Undying. It worked well in the early game. We saw them do great in the lanes. This time, it looks like they're doing a similar type of approach, right? We've seen this Coddle Beastmaster combo where you can acquire with the Chakra, with the spam, double axes, illuminate. It puts a lot of pressure out. So that one, then they've got this ET Lash combo going into the mid game. Lots of magic damage can be focused. The one thing they are lacking, just like the panel was mentioning, is some physical damage. The Beastmaster, sure, he can apply you some, but besides that, they are quite lackluster.
How scary would you say this final pick Slark is from Virtus Pro that Ramses has been able to sneak through the draft?
You're going to be able to use your Dark Pact a lot of the times to get rid of that roar, so that can be nice, but he could be under a lot of pressure in the laning phase. That's the one thing, but it is a hero that gets to the late stage of the game, and he's gonna, if he has a BKB, he can pierce through those backlines. If he finds the Coddle, quick, easy kills. It's a hero that can always play around a lot of those disables of the Beastmaster, the Blinding Light, whatnot, with that Dark Pact.
And bottom, looking towards 33, they've got the pounce. Missile will be coming through as well. The damage from the Shadow Word, 33 in a lot of trouble here as he'll get surrounded. No escape for the Beastmaster as Virtus Pro Kicking off game 3 with a badge. No one takes first blood on his Gyro.
And looking at VPs, we didn't get to talk about theirs much, but they've got, I mean, again, they do have a bit of a Warlock combo. They've got it with Gyro and with Sanking this time around. Not as ridiculous as it was last time, where pretty much the whole lineup seemed to synergize with that Warlock, but Flat Cannon, majority of the spells from Gyro as well, being like that AoE is nice, and of course, that Sanking. And they're putting this dual melee lane top versus other Titan and Venomancer.
Now we'll see how aggressive each of the duos are able to get, sort of once those level 2s are hit. Just a few punches onto Roger. Down bottom, see how much farm 33 is able to get out of this. We have seen many teams before really pull off something quite phenomenal with a Beastmaster keep with the light lane. It can be very scary once those axes start to stack up on you.
Yeah. There is, though, the counteract coming a bit from Solo, right? He's going to have the Shadow Word constantly to stop that pressure a bit. So that's a little bit where people have been starting to learn how to deal with that aggressiveness. When we saw the particular axe Skywrath from, I guess, LGD, people were starting to be like, Warlock could be a good way to stop that and slow it down. Ramsey's trying to build up some stacks here, some agility. But it's starting to take a bit of damage from that Beastmaster. And it is PPD, by the way, playing the Coddle. So it's got to be more of that 5 role, it seems, in this game, since he's got an Elder Titan inside him.
Roger. Putting the opening here onto Zai. Zai, we're trying to chase them down. They do find the Gale from Pikehead onto the 2. Zai, Spirit out, building up that right-click damage. He's going to head straight towards Pasha. He knows Roger's got Mangoes and Burrow Striker available. So Pasha is the one that they can potentially kill. He'll try for the deny. Roger, very neatly done there to make sure that Optic Gaming don't find the first blood in that situation. Looking at the mid lane CS at the moment, CCNC pretty much a wave ahead. Because it's even at the moment, but he has got that full wave coming in.
Yep.
As no one has already cleared out his own coming forward.
Yeah, Lesh can spam much harder on a Gyrocopter. Using missile is not really a thing. So if you start attacking it instantly as that Lesh, right, you'll be able to kill it before it gets the hit on you. You get that gold bonus. And yeah, Lightning. Always going to push that lane in. No one actually uses the missile from the low ground, so we'll get one hit on him there this time around.
Bottom lane as well, despite the pressure. Look how well Ramses is farming.
He has actually, I've watched this, I think he's dodged majority of those Keeper of the Light Blast as well as the axes. Look, he's sitting at full health.
He's played it perfectly. I don't think he's missed many CS at all, if any. Yeah, despite the Beastmaster Keeper of the Light lane, at lane that many cores have struggled against.
I think he's missed like 2, that's it, if that. It's pretty damn good for him right now.
CCNC trying to go for this here. Who's going to get on top of this Traders? He's in a lot of trouble. He's going to lose. CCNC's taken down as no one. Just outdoes him with the damage from the rocket barrage and that final right click.
Having a little bit of stick charges, just enough to put him over.
Ramses.
Bottom, Ramses.
Trade up ones as well as Shadow Word.
Again, dodging the blast.
He's incredibly good with this juice. Won't quite be able to find the pounce connection onto PPD. 33's trying to bring down Solo. Solo pops the stick charges though, and Solo's going to survive. This bottom lane, this Slark already looking incredibly scary in these first 3 minutes.
The top lane's going a little bit better though, but not as well as we thought it was going to go, especially with that bottom lane. We thought this Beastmaster Coddle could apply a lot of pressure, but with this Coddle heal, with this Shadow Word heals, as well as Ramsey's positioning, he's been just doing so damn well.
Yeah, he's been playing incredibly on the Slark.
Yep. This time he gets hit by a bit. And now the offensive glyph. We see VP do this very often when they're trying to dive. 2-man stun by Roger.
Deep Pasha able to close the gap, trying to look towards Pikehead. Zai will go for the stomp.
Did Inferno in time there, but now they're looking for Pikehead. They've got another stun in 2 seconds from Sanking. Roger gets a double.
Indeed, again, catching both of them out. Pikehead does have the Fairy Fire. Zai punching into Pasha, but Pikehead will fall. Up in the Mango as well. There's no way to keep him alive. Zai tries for the Mango, but the Inferno plays there to cancel the stomp, and VP.
That Thunderclap put in an incredible amount of work up top.
He knows how low they are, but isn't the Spirit, I mean, even if it does reach them, it's not going to be enough damage.
Yeah, they tip him as well. Yeah, this is the Thunderclap though. Even having just every little thing, that increased attack speed aura for him and Roger, putting in that little bit more damage, and the low cooldown. It's only 12 seconds on that Thunderclap, so lots of damage, very low mana cost.
No surprise there with the stats. Indeed, on the last hit, 92.9% last hit accuracy from Ramses against a Beastmaster Keeper of the Light lane.
PPD starting to do some stacks. This is probably like one of the best things you can do as a Coddle. You can actually effectively stack all 3 camps when you're inside that triangle with the Coddle Blast. Seems like we had a pause from somebody.
Looks like we're able to get back on.
Looks like that was a misclick. Nice indeed there, but did Peter get the triple stack? He does get the triple stack. He gets all 3 camps on the triangle stack. As that coddle, pulling the ancient cap, hitting the other one, and then using your blast to stack that 3rd. Very nicely done by him.
See, 33, level 4. Level still looking good for VP as well, and that's level 3. Ramsey's level 4, 32 CS on this Slark.
Already, it was already hitting 2K gold advantage for a second. And here, this rotation we see so often. As soon as the mid laner hitting 6, Roger's making this advantageous moves as no one is about to tick up on this last hit. Should get 6. Gets denied though.
We'll slow down that level 6, just that little extra creep more, but still CC&C. Get by the homing missile, looks like already backing away. Roger now coming back across, but CC&C's playing.
He seems very aware of this.
Be careful.
He's like, where's the Sand King top, right? So he has to be a bit aware of that, and he will notice it. Good read there by CC&C on the Lesh. Also goes bottom and gets himself a regen rune, so. Big stack on the camp here. They're gonna start spamming it down with the illuminated axes. But 33 has to be a little bit careful not to get sandwiched over here.
Ramses is heading over.
Again, yeah.
With the dart power, we'll see how many of those creeps he can take. He'll get a few of them.
He actually got quite a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
43 last hits.
It's gonna put him very close to having a level 6, so it is getting to the point where Ramses can feel very, very safe in this lane. I mean, already he's feeling very safe as we've seen, but once with the Shadow Word, back up and having the Shadow Dance.
He's not getting pressured at all, to be honest. He's completely free farming. Pasha gets scaled, tries to turn. Roger's available to look for the stun. Can't Zai.
Quick clap there from his Hellbear smashing Infernal Blade as well, forcing Zai back. Zai will be fine. Maybe see if they can get some sort of a turnaround. Does get the sleep onto the Doom. Pykap will have the Gale back up in a second, but Pasha will go straight for the TP out mid lane. CC&C nearly finding no one. Looks like no one will be able to keep the distance as they both try for a bit of a brawl there. No one just able to survive.
Incredibly close, yeah. CC&C gives him a 10. Cool.
CS in that mid lane, as we can see, CC&C still with the slight edge, 37 to 10. So we've seen going to the camps as well.
Yeah, I mean, the big fear is, we keep saying it, but you look at the Venos last hits, 24 and 8. You look at the Slark, 52 and 7 on Ramses.
Oh my goodness, it's 7.5 minutes in. Ramses certainly making a fantastic case for him to be potentially the next owner of a Mercedes on VP's lineup.
Is he old enough to drive a Mercedes?
Yeah.
I think he is now, yeah.
I think Ramses is like 47. 5-0 is still this slight advantage for VP.
Oh, PPD, Ramses on the prowl.
He's chasing. Straight in he goes. No escape for PPD as Ramses will pick up a kill. As well on top of that free farm. Look at the net worth. Reaching 4K. He's already so far ahead. Top lane. Roger closing in onto Pycat. The sleep onto the 2 of them, allowing Pycat to back off.
They're not slowing down. They're going for Zai now right away.
They're incredibly strong. They're both level 5. They've got the Burrow Strike back in. Zai, he'll fall. Pycat, he's got to pick up that. That Costi finale caught him. Pycat, he's in trouble. He'll put the stick charge. Looks like Pasha doesn't want to dive too far as PPD is there.
Pasha's in an awkward spot right now. He's just trapped.
And PPD, he might just find Roger. He's got the sentry down. All right. A little awkward, but they get 2 kills.
Well, at least they take advantage of it. Pasha is probably feeling a little silly, but it happens sometimes.
Down
bottom lane.
33 keeps himself alive with the stick charges. Zai gets the stomp onto Solo. 33 still running. Ramses turning his attention towards Zai, beginning to stack up the essence shift. Solo has the Shadow Word to keep himself safe. Ramses pounces forward onto Zai. Zai can't get the stomp out in time. 33 wanting to finish off this Warlock. He's gonna have the axes back up in a second. CC&C also coming in with a rotation. Solo, one more touch from 33, should do it, and it will. Find themselves the Beastmaster. Ramses turning back across. He has no one. The cooldown slow's going to connect onto 33. There's a missile inbound as well.
The knife flax.
He is going to die. The missile strikes the back of the Beastmaster as no one's rotation.
Nice. That was nicely done by him. Using those, hitting the denies on the creeps there to get the flak to bounce to that Beastmaster. Clutch rotation, gets them a kill. 2K, and Ramses still leading that top. And he's gonna have an incredibly early Shadow Blade. And looking at the heroes that he's against, he has very many options to look for pickoffs on these squishy heroes. Very low armor across the board.
Trying to find Roger, but he carefully holds onto the burrow strike, heads to the side. There is PPD here though as well, as the runes will start to spawn. Two will be grabbed by VP. Roger trying to get himself away. Can they finish this off? He's going to have burrow strike back up. Roger might be able to play his way out of this one.
Gale, it does hit.
Does connect. Burrow strikes himself down, but he's not going to make it. They do finish off Roger. Pasha actually coming in with the counter players. He just heads into the three of them, drops a Doom down onto Pycat. They'll get the deny. Zai will be able to take that away from VP. But still, it's more time where Pycat is getting knocked off the map, and more time where Ramses, he's now just getting left entirely alone. It's feeling a little similar to the way that game one went, where we saw Ramses just get free fight. They didn't need him to join the fight.
33.
And pretty deep he does. With that boosted speed to try and get him out of this. Solo heading forward. Doesn't quite have 6 on the Warlock, so no Golem, but the missile connects. Roger, burrow strike to CCNC. They won't follow for more. PPD has the blast to keep VP off from pushing for more.
Man, he's gonna have Shadow Blade any second now on Ramses, and you know, we usually talk about when you get that early Shadow Blade on these Slarks that you can kill the supports and whatnot, but this Venomancer's pretty shut down. He could look for trying to kill him quite easily by himself with Pasha. Chased a bit here.
So has to be careful though. Just getting rather low there to the Scorched. Have to wrap around from VP coming in as well, just in case Optic Gaming were to dive aggressively.
Maybe Pasha tries to bait them here.
See if they'll be tempted. Pycat has actually been left alone. Zai has TP'd out of this lane. Pycat is all on his lonesome with 4 heroes here. No escape for the Venom. VP getting mobile now with no one, moving him up to this top lane and can look to put some pressure onto the tier 1.
Optic gonna start farming some of those Ancients and neutral caps that they did have stacked up. But that is, I believe, the Shadow Blade finished up coming out on the Slark. So it's time for Ramses to start hunting.
Let's see what he can find. Again, these stacks that he's been keeping up. So much money into the pocket of this Slark.
Using that Shadow Amulet. Try to get some regen. Slight little plays there.
So, see where he is. Top lane Zai does get the ult onto Pasha. Roger's there. It's not quite that backup that they need to finish off Pasha. So Pasha's going to be able to walk off the Earth Splitter.
And I've seen this Doom, like 100 HP constantly over and over again, always seeming to survive just by this.
Here we go, Shadow Blade reveal, he'll take a course, straight in, onto 33. The pickoffs begin here for Ramses.
Just watching PPD farm, sapping some of that experience. And it is nighttime now too, so this is where Slark thrives as well, getting that extra vision.
They do ping him out, they did see him, I believe, from that passover, but... Ramses does have Solo behind him.
He sees Pycat pretty far up right now. He's gonna go for this play here. Uh-oh,
Pycat. He needs backup and he needs it now, and even if it comes in, there's no way they're keeping that man alive. Pycat will fall. 33 heads forward, cuts down the trees. Just can't find the setup that he needs.
They might fight. Solo's walking. Solo actually has ulti. They're looking to fight this on the side of VP. They bring down even more reinforcements with no one. All of Optic now poised down here. 4 versus 4. While Roger takes this top lane, and he's cutting the wave to try to pressure the tower as well. So he's trying to get that top one quite early. 5k advantage already for VP, 4k experience, and we're looking at the draft and we're like, man, Optic, they've got good ways to pressure the lanes, but it has not worked whatsoever this time around.
They're falling behind, and now this play from VP could cost Optic a lot. County offering this, drop down onto 2, no one's there with a wraparound immediately. They've lost 33, they've lost CCNC. Zai, he's in trouble. They'll pop the slow from the upheaval. Zai trying to run himself away, but in comes Ramses, closing the gap onto the Elder Titan. Zai gone as well, and PPD, he can't do anything to stop them.
They're just getting dismantled all over the place. Just VP showing up with more numbers every single time, and they're just, I mean, now it's already 8k advantage. It's just getting worse and worse, faster and faster. Now, mid, Pycat should be okay. Long TP coming out from the Doom.
8k gold lead, 14 minutes in. This lineup with a Slark that has not been punished at all in the laning stage.
Oh, insult to injury, they even get the tower deny on mid, and Pasha.
He's doomed. TPs will be coming in. Zai, can you do anything to put a stop to this? The damage probably will be enough to finish off the Venomancer as Pycat. He's trying to run. They will have a shot at getting the deny, and they do, so that's something.
At least it's something. And look at that, Ramses. While walking back to base, he does not have his HP regen, so he actually pings out the ward is there. They could get the roar. They're looking for Roger, and they should be able to get this one. So He was farming up there for quite a bit, getting close to that blink. They will slow that down at least. But they are not really getting to make any aggressive plays. They're having to respond a lot to VP. VPD trying to blast out this wave here. We'll get it, so. He has the Aghanims queued up. He will have the point booster finished at least, so. Zai's playing the 5 role in this one around on the other Titan. They're recognizing they really need this Aghanims to try to do something here, but Ramsey's now top. Shadowblade finds CCNC by himself.
I mean, the map at this point is so hard for Optic Gaming to enter out into alone. Bottom lane, no one, just chases down PPD, finds him as the homing missile connects.
Pasha bought 6 sentry wards for Ramses as well. So Ramses is doing what HFN was doing, walking around with those sentries, constantly dewarding. And we bought 6 of them too.
He's nearly got an Echo Saber. This build just continuing to come out at such a pace on the slot.
And he killed this Leshrac, who's a core, without it.
Cat trying with the Gale, but there's so many behind Roger. He just can't go forward for anything more. They've tried, they're going in, no one just diving in, and straight away they know they've got the burst to take down Pycat. Pycat, he's going to be safe for a little bit by the stomp, but the Solo just walks in, gets the right click off, takes the kill. Can Optic find anything in response? Zai, he'll get taken down. Solo with a double kill now. CCNC needs to get kills out of this. They have managed to find no one. Can they get anything more? It doesn't look like it because Ramses turns up with the Shadowblade. 33 tries with the Roar, heads towards Solo, desperately trying to find at least the wall up, but he won't find it. The Burrow Strike comes in. 33 caught out. Double kill for Ramses. PPD, the last one left alive, and he'll fall as well. Shadower ticks him down. Optic Gaming getting wiped. Full 5-man hitting the deck, 22-6, 10K leader, 16 minutes in.
This game is completely out of hand. We were talking about if the game goes late for this Slark, the Slark Gyrocopter, they can do really well. Optic, they should have good amounts of pressure they can put in the laning phase, but their draft, like the panel was saying, Mad was saying he wants a physical damage, he wants a physical core to be able to scale. They don't really have that, and this Slark is godlike. Look
at the time Ramses has had there. Of course, most of the time he has been down in that bottom lane, but look how many kills he's got in that area as well. He's just had to sit down here, continue to farm. He's been handed at least 7 of them there. Overall, 9-0 and 2 on his Slark. He's heading over. Sentry will be popped down. Zai's going to know he's here, but the damage, Ramses just goes straight in onto Zai. Zai tries to stop, but he can't get it out in time. Ramses just kills him too quickly at this stage of the game.
He even stops moving, trying to make bait a roar, bait some type of spell there, but we'll back away. Like you said, he can just walk anywhere on the map, it seems. Even under 3 heroes, he gets a kill and runs away. 11K gold lead, and it is not slowing down. 11K experience lead, too, and it's only 17 minutes. Oh, boy.
Virtus Pro just looking absolutely phenomenal here. They're keeping their composure. They're coming in, we saw, with smiles on their face towards this grand finals, and they are giving us quite the show indeed in just terms of such high-level performance here. This is the team that undoubtedly I mean, all the other teams I can imagine are watching right now. You've got to watch how these boys play because it is incredible.
Yeah, it's everything across the board. PPD walks up, Pasha's just gonna throw the Doom on him. He does not care. There is some of Optic in the area, though.
We'll be able to keep PPD alive. Counting off, he's actually gonna get dropped down.
It is on top of a shrine too, but with that high-level upheaval.
Ramses has found 33. Pasha is going to jump forward onto CCC. Roger gets a 2-man Burrow Strike, and here's no one coming in with a cooldown. Double kill for the Gyros. The rest of Optic have to back away. 2 heroes eliminated just like that, and Ramses actually pouncing forward aggressively. He knows that he hasn't got much to be worried about at this stage.
And he still has Zolti available, has
Roger again, another Burrow Strike onto 2. That's Pycat gone. BD and Zai back up to the high ground.
It's totally out of hand. They're just gonna call it.
GG is gone. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Virtus Pro, again, your ESL 1 major champions. This team, they're looking absolutely unstoppable here.
That was flawless victory, you call it, especially in this game.
The way that this team turns up to lands, especially the ESL 1 majors, there's something about these events for these boys that they love it. They give it their all. I mean, they give it more than their all. These victories, you don't see this in a major grand finals. unless one team is just so far ahead of everybody else in the game.
It's that, exactly. Every single one of them. Sure, they might have some star situations coming out, like Ramsey's going 11-0-3, and like majority of these games he's doing incredibly well getting this free farm, but every single one of them is doing their job, from the warding game to the map control to the team fights, just execution at its finest from VP.
Absolutely unbelievable, really. Virtus Pro, Solo, Ramses, no one, 9 Pasha, Roger, these boys, the best in the world right now. Virtus Pro are your ESL One Birmingham 2018 champions.
Your champions, Virtus Pro. Birmingham, make some noise. Undefeated, untouchable, Virtus Pro. They just do it again and again and again. 3 times ESL One champions. I'm just going to take just a moment with no one in this winning victory. Just want to get a couple of words. You're in the grand finals. Optic Gaming, they give you at least one of the 3 games where you truly look like you had to work harder than you've ever worked so far here in Birmingham. But another undefeated run. What's going through your head right now?
We're pretty confident in ourselves, and we are happy that we are here and we won this tournament. So thank you for all your cheering for us, guys.
They're just cheering for amazing Dota, and you guys played it. Fantastic stuff all around. You guys you've had your ups and your downs, roster changes. Do you feel like you've got the winning formula now? Do you just, that confidence, do you feel it? You can feel it in your bones?
You can see it.
Oh my goodness. The man's got swagger too. I don't want to keep you too long, I really don't, but still. Birmingham, I believe we need to one more time really celebrate Virtus Pro and what they have done and what they've displayed for us. We got to witness an undefeated run, a team so good, no one can touch them, no one. So please, raise the roof one more time, please, for Virtus Pro! There's another thing going on, you know, there's this other somewhat of a tournament. I think I have to walk over here. So you have to come with me if you wouldn't mind. Because, you know, there's this other thing going on, and it's, of course, the MVP. So please, ladies and gentlemen, your victor and another goddamn Mercedes for Virtus Pro. No one, your MVP! You guys are starting a fleet. Your trophy, sir, courtesy of our cosplay champion, Sven. Your winner certainly isn't no one, but it is no one. Just one word. You feeling at the top of your game right now? You feeling the very best you've ever felt?
Actually, I played bad, so I don't think so.
Titled, crowned the MVP, he says he played bad. I'll let you join your team. Congratulations.
I think my teammates should get it more than me.
Maybe you should take them for a drive. Maybe take them for a nice tour. All right, that's fantastic. No one your MVP. Virtus Pro, your champions. What a journey. And their journey continues. Locked in for TI. ESL 1 back to back to back. We're going to head back to the desk.
Another championship, another title, another major. Was it ever in any doubt? Virtus Pro the champions, and they've also claimed yet another MVP by Mercedes-Benz as well. As Alex said, they've started a fleet up there. They've got 3 out of 3 for ESL 1 majors and 3 out of 3 Mercedes-Benz as well. They've been absolutely terrific, Alan. You can't take anything away from them. They were pushed as hard as they could possibly be pushed by Optic. They give them the best game of the whole tournament in that second game, but there's just no stopping this juggernaut.
Yeah, I think, and they cap it off in style, how they played the whole tournament with a sub 20-minute win. Only one of their matches in this tournament goes past the 40-minute mark. Of course, that being the game 2 against Optic. And you know, you can theory craft all you want. You can say that you've figured VP out, but it's just another thing. It's like Wings. When you get into that game and they're running at you, what do you do? Yeah. And no one, you know, for so long now, this guy's kind of flown under the radar because they're all so good. But I know a lot of pro players out there do respect the Miracle, and maybe we'll say no one is the most feared 1v1 laner in the game right now.
Yeah, interesting that he said he didn't feel like he played particularly well. He said that yesterday too, but he's an integral part of this team. I guess it was only due time that he won an MVP.
Yeah, honestly, let's be real. Some of this MVP, there's going to be a lot of people voting out there simply because I think no one in Ramses have had those MVP performances at ESL 1s, not just this one, but previous ones as well, and they did get overshadowed by the supports. We gave Solo the first one. We gave Roger, I mean, hey, Roger came into that team first tournament, had an amazing performance. How could you not give him the MVP? But every single time in the conversation was, what about no one? What about Ramses? Those two cores just always put up a good show.
Yeah, I think the big difference between those two guys, this tournament at least, is that Ramses' pick was very often waited till the end of the draft, whereas no one was always picked early. He's forced to even go in these matchups that aren't even good for him, and he still wins them, or does better than he should. Yeah, that's why he deserves it.
How do you solo kill a Leshrac as gyrocopter?
Yeah. Al and I were talking backstage, we were talking about the matchup and how it was going to go, and it was like, oh, you know, OG might win all 3 of their lanes, and I told Al, I was like, I bet somehow no one wins his gyrocopter versus Leshrac matchup.
And literally 5 seconds after the word leave
kills him.
Yeah.
He kills the Leshrac. Amazing.
The other MVP, of course, is all of these people here in the crowd. I just want to say thank you very much to everyone that's come down here. I know you're all trying to get out early now and get home, but thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure for us to bring you the show in front of this great arena and a great crowd. I just hope we get another one next year. I've already asked ESL.
Oh, yeah.
And I know you want to double the size of the crowd.
I'm saying, hey, what's the only thing better than 15,000 screaming UK fans? 30,000, everybody bring a friend.
And plenty of happy Virtus Pro fans as well in the audience down there. They've been well supported. I just want to have a word for Optic Gaming as well, because they've had a great run. They've reached a major championship final for the first time. It shows that sign of growth. They've won a minor. It all bodes quite well for qualifiers and getting into TI as well.
Yeah, and I think they know that they can draft with any team on the planet right now. I think they gave themselves a huge advantage in all the drafts at Starladder. I think they drafted really well throughout this tournament, and it's just small executional things. And that's, you have some time now. You have that week off before the qualifiers start. You're going to have some time, hopefully, before TI. This is a team, I think, that has a lot higher ceiling than a lot of people appreciated. It was recently, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we're going to wrap up the whole tournament in just a moment. But first of all, we're going to wrap up our Play Faster moment by Vodafone, which goes to a man who had plenty of jukes about him. It is the one and only Weeha of Pain Gaming. Those chaps finishing third today and claiming the Play Faster moment by Vodafone. Plenty of jukes on here from Weeha. Look.
Didn't he win one earlier?
He's won 2 this week already. Yeah, so Yeah, he's done well and played well alongside his team as well. They claimed third place, and well done for winning the Play Faster Moment by Vodafone award today as well. So, gents, we've come to the end of a fantastic 5 days of Dota, 3 days inside the arena. I want to know what your highlights are, Alan.
Oh my gosh, do I have to pick just one?
Yeah, unfortunately, we haven't got time. I've been told to wrap it.
My highlights are Viva Brazil. I loved seeing the run by Pain Gaming. I thought that the way that that team played was inspired. It was special, showing that South America deserves its place on the world stage in competitive Dota 2.
All right, Kevin?
Probably just VP's dominance. I mean, they took a little bit of time off since the last couple of times they stomped tournaments consistently every single time, but it's really cool to see them looking so strong. I just thought back looking at the final ceremony, they had by far the best year. They qualified for TI like 2 times over points-wise. I can't wait to see them do well at TI.
Yeah, and we've got the Super Major to come, and we get head-to-head against LGD potentially to find out who the best team in the world is right now. So can't wait for that one. Cat?
You know, they've given me a lot of crap. They booed me a number of times.
Deservedly so.
But I'm going to go for the cop-out answer, and I'm going to say that the crowd was the highlight of this tournament for me. I issued a challenge of sorts. You know, I said Southeast Asia crowd, absolutely my favorites. I have to say, you guys have easily rivaled their passion, and I feel like the biggest thing that stood out to me was the personality. I really felt like this crowd had a personality to it. You guys played around with us, you interacted with us, and I absolutely loved that. So, shout out to you guys.
I can't think of a better way to close the show. Thank you so much for watching wherever you have been watching around the world. Thank you for coming down here to Arena Birmingham and supporting all the players and cheering everyone loudly. Thank you to all the players for taking part. I know they've had a fantastic tournament regardless of where they finished as well. And thanks to everyone at ESL and all of the sponsors for helping us bring a Dota Major to the UK. We'll see you hopefully next year.
Somewhere by the Emerald Sea, where the moon and water meet, somewhere close to harmony, when the world is sound asleep. Something's gonna bring the change, journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away. Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I, jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die. So come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. We're rising, we're falling, we're making through.
do. I want to get in there.
Wow, I'm not dead.
Are you dead?
Yeah, I'm dead.
Never, dude.
Dude, look at that macro pyre, dude. Oh my god.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Life is all about following a few simple rules. Dress proper. Get a real job. Start a family. Be humble. Time to grow up.
Everything.
The Hurricane Pike Rupture! Absolute destruction coming out from Liquid. Solo, beautiful feed script onto Mugi. Rampage for no one. GG is called.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
We are just one game away from finding out who our grand final teams will be. Virtus Pro are already there to try and grab a third ESL One trophy. But who will they play? That's the question that we're asking right now, and our panel are about to answer as well. Optic versus Fnatic, two thoroughly one-sided events so far in this semi-final, and one to each team. It's extraordinary that we get this one-sided matches for both teams in the same series. Very unusual, but it's happened here. And which way does it go in Game 3? And that's the problem these guys have right now. Pick the bones out of those two games and come up with something, right? I mean, exactly.
I gotta sound like a broken record at this point, but whenever we talk about Fnatic, who do I talk about as the key player?
Is it Universe?
Would it be?
I bet it's Eternal Envy.
It's Pi.
It could be Abed. It's Abed. It's Abed.
True.
I hate all of you.
You started.
Is it DJ?
It might be DJ.
Might be
Yeah.
DJ.
And so
they named
DJ
it 3
was
times.
level 13 at 20 minutes on his Rubik. That happens in less than 1% of pro matches. It happened 36 times in over 3,700 matches since TI5 on the Hero, and he's now done it in 2 out of his last 3 games on the Hero professionally.
Yeah, those 2 games, by the way, 28 minutes and 17, 28 minutes and 23. All right, well, let's just make them exactly the same time for both games. Insane couple of games, Cap, really.
Yeah, I was pretty certain Optic was going to be walking away with a win before this series. That Game 2 is shaking my fate. I don't know. I thought Optic going into this just looked like a better team. They got trashed by VP, but so is everyone right now, so no big deal. I thought they were just a little bit more... I think they had better options when it came to the drafting. Now, after watching that Game 2 and that kind of performance, I'm just like, oh.
I mean, both games were pretty much the same on opposite sides. Like Paul said, the time in the game, 28-23 one game, 28-17 in the other. Yeah, like, and felt pretty similar. Just this game that snowballed completely out of control.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
whoever
in
finds
theory,
the stronger lanes.
the way that it works means that we should now get a really close game.
A 90-minute Fnatic game, please give me it.
Cap's just praying there's no Naga now.
I'm okay with Naga. That is, it's a new era of Naga Siren. Everyone's okay with Naga Siren now because it's team fighting.
Yeah.
It's a fun support hero. It's not a
newbie.
Yeah, it's not a one position.
It's also pretty crazy how the difference in play comes out from the teams too. In the first game, Zai playing Clockwork had one of the he dominated the game, and then the second game,
where was
it? 0-8. He actually had like nothing.
Did you guys see how fast those bands went down?
Yeah. There's,
oh boy.
I mean, the Clock, the Night Stalker, and the Wisp were they all Game 1 bans, I believe, but not Game 2 bans?
All right, Optic sticking to their guns. This is Game 1 carbon copy.
It is.
Yep. All right, Fnatic, this time around, we've seen twice today where an early pick Leshrac leads into a core Leshrac because the game allowed for it. Hoping Fnatic doesn't let that happen again.
Yes. And last time, and there have been several options where they've pulled out this Shadow Demon in response.
What is the one, I think more than the Shadow Demon, what is the one single hero that forces Leshrac into that support role? To me, it's the Nyx Assassin. Yep.
I love you guys. You're so fun.
Oh, we heard that one. That one came through.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we heard that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, wow. Super early Kunkka.
Okay.
Well,
is that too early, Cat?
Depends. If it ends up being a core Leshrac suffers the same kind of problems that Death Prophet does. Right? In that you are very threatened by that direct hit.
And they take the Rubik again,
That probably would have been a phase 2 ban, right? That's what they're fearing there, isn't it?
Could have been, yep.
And it's so good versus Leshrac. All your steals are fantastic, and you've got this null field aura to help defensively.
That's just surprising because Fnatic they had been 0-3 on their Kunkka coming into this series, and they almost never run it in a support position. So this is a core Kunkka.
They almost never run it.
Yeah.
What a change, right? It goes from being last pick now to first 2.
Wow.
Adaptation in the draft. No.
I think that makes the Leshrac look a lot better because the support Leshrac works really well with Axe. Right? It's basically like a Skywrath mage. You're both spamming spells.
Yeah, you're both spamming spells. And the lightning applies slow. Same with Hunger. Same concept.
Yeah. Poor 5 position, if he's ever somehow out of position, not next to his tower, he gets Battle Hunger, lightning, and just chase down.
Axe in the first two as well. So we have Kunkka and Axe in the first two of a semi-final right now.
Well, I think it makes the flex value of the Leshrac even better, right? Because there are other heroes that function very well in the aggro dueling with Axe. It doesn't have to be Leshrac, but you are at least showing a very strong aggro duel in the first two, which I think is a great formula for drafting right now.
Yeah, so you at least like pose that threat and then switch it up if needed.
Exactly. And that's a very Peter thing to do. That's how he likes to draft.
Paul's having a blast over there.
Oh, I know. Paul's been in heaven this whole week, which I actually just love.
Enjoying some friends that have come over for some Dota with me, that's all.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty remarkable how packed it is. All day.
Still trying to keep the balloon up, by the way. That's what the cheers are.
Didn't someone take it away?
I think someone killed the blue
Who
balloon.
took the balloon away?
Yeah, rip blue balloon. The orange balloon is now back.
They're breaking our focus.
Yeah, there it is. All right.
The challenge is, can they keep it up until the end of the third game?
Yo, guys, if the security starts coming over, just knock it away. Just knock it away from the security guys.
So Death Prophet gets taken out.
Okay.
Okay.
And the Vistage on the side of Fnatic, of course.
I think targeting those 33 heroes, those nuance picks is a good choice here.
Why is the
does the
Optic take out
Sky?
DP though?
Yeah,
Does the
that's
Sky Rat
Are they
get
worried about
taken out, by the way?
Safety?
Do we lose the Sky Rat here just to stop?
I think
going that way?
I think there's enough tape now on the Axe Skyrath dual lane that
You can
teams
figure it out.
teams know how to play against it.
Sky, Axe, and Lesh?
For me, it's like you have to play against that either way, right? If
Yeah,
you ban the Sky,
exactly,
you may have to play against Leshrac,
Same
so you
concept.
have to draft a safe lane hero
That's very well said.
that can fit against it.
Death? I'm trying to think.
Yeah, why?
I'm trying to think.
When I first saw the Death Prophet ban, I assumed it was on the side of Fnatic. Huh.
I would love to match the pressure of the Axe and get like a Doom or something for Fnatic.
Does Optic want a Morphling? Is that why they're doing that? Yeah, the Doom ban's really good.
I'm always fine with the Doom ban.
Although Darkseer is looking great for Fnatic.
Yeah.
And I think they may. I think they probably learned from the last draft that if they're going to pick it, they need to pick it. They need to pick it third.
You still have the Gyrocopter out there, which can get exposed by Axe, but it's one of the better safe lane heroes, and it works really well with Kunkka.
I believe that's the balloon.
Oh, come on. Free the orange balloon.
Oh, man.
Remember the beach ball at TI?
Oh, yeah.
We do.
Rip beach ball.
The beach ball. Just want Fnatic to have really strong lanes.
Yes.
Like they did just last game. Just catching it.
I guess you could just go back at. All right, yeah, there you go. There's your melee support.
That's your undying. That's your undying.
That's your
substitute.
exactly.
That's literally what it is right there. So they're going to try to do that same thing, apply the pressure. Because I think that's why you saw them, as soon as they saw the Undying get banned out, they banned out the Clockwork. Because they're like, that's the hero that can match up versus it.
Yes.
So, like one of those heroes, whoever's going to have it, they'll win the lane is, I guess, the thought that's going to be going for. So now, the Ogre.
Ogre does not provide the same kind of offensive threat, though. So it feels like it's going to be a lackluster Undying.
He doesn't, but depending on if you pick your last two cores that can benefit from Bloodlust.
Yes.
I think it makes up for it. Yeah, like a Bloodlusted Luna, even a Bloodlusted PA, although against Leshrac it didn't.
But a lot of those carries hate Axe.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
I think this is the match. You see the Ogre, you want to have your own lane strength, you pick up the Bane.
Yep.
And I think Bane's been overall really strong, but they're picking the Bane into a Rubik is the one thing. So it does make it a lot harder to play. After the lane progresses, that is, the lane is still quite Bane favored.
But you need that strong offlaner. The key to Fnatic's match in that last game was that offlane went so well. Universe and DJ were both so over-leveled and could pressure around the map. If that Rubik doesn't hit level 6 at 8 minutes in that last game, it's a very different affair.
I think they could look at something like Beastmaster if they want to go for a control, because then they have like Axe, Blink Dagger, right? You'll be able to scout him a lot of the times with your Hawk. You can apply pressure in the lane.
I would almost say just
Beastmaster,
because you
Darkseer.
have to reveal your core first, like both the Beastmaster and Darkseer, you can actually try and dodge the Axe lane and try and max your offlaner against it. And Darkseer, like Axe hates being able to deal with that, right?
Yeah, I really still like Darkseer.
Yeah, I think either one of those, Darkseer or Beastmaster, for me, look really strong.
Beastmaster does give you the vision, though, which is something that we were worried about. Yeah.
Vision seemed incredibly important in that last game too. Actually, we didn't get to talk about it, but they had sentries. I mean, they were snowballing, but they completely blanketed the mid side of the map, the river, with wards and sentries just to watch if the Slark was trying to do anything to shut.
But it does mean if you draft Darkseer and kind of even Beastmaster, you do not have like the greatest sources of team fight initiation.
That's
right?
okay.
You have great pick off and single target pick between the Kunkka and whichever one of those heroes we're talking about. But
again, I think if Rubik is as over leveled as he was in the last match, it cures all of that. You don't think so?
I mean,
don't think you can count on it,
if I win the game in the first 10 minutes, then I think it solves a lot of problems.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
They're taking their time.
Well, this is the key pick.
Here's a fun fact for you. The second to last time they picked an Ogre
that's not.
and a Rubik.
Okay.
Guess what they also ran as their final pick? A Wraith King.
They tried Spectre versus Axe in the Team Spirit matchup.
It did not look good.
Yeah, I think this is the vision, though, right? They're trying to get the vision for the fights to stop the Blink Dagger, so they can get be the one starting the fight since they don't have that natural one. And, I mean, they're saving it for the last pick. Is the offlaner? Okay. Maybe they do something really different here.
Wait, is this going to be like something weird, like a universe offlane Kunkka?
That's. I was thinking something like that too for some reason. Maybe they'll probably adapt depending on what they see, but.
Wow,
okay.
I think you just kind of put yourself on the defensive as Fnatic in these last couple picks.
No, I'm okay because I think Lycan deals with a lot of aggro lanes pretty well. He can still run mid against the Kunkka.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I think
that's what he's saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Fnatic's.
I'm saying Fnatic conceded the initiative in the last couple of picks. I feel like Optic is really on the front foot. They're going to be the more aggressive lineup.
So you'd hate the Spectre pickup?
I think that, yeah, in combination with the Ogre, I think it feels very passive in the mid game. Because Ogre's a guy that dominates the lane, but he doesn't necessarily have that great, strong team fight presence in the mid game like the Undying does. That's the big difference.
Yeah, whatever it is, Universe has got to go off on it.
Yeah.
It's got to be some like really big mid game hitter.
Memes on point. What do we like for Optic here? Bearing in mind that they can still run that Lesh support. But they could also pick a support.
Well,
Possibly
I think
a Dragon Knight. I'm thinking mostly a Pycat hero, right?
Yeah.
33's been playing the Lycan a lot of the times.
True.
You think? Oh, you think this is going to be a Pycat hero like a Lin?
I think it could be.
Huh.
I'm not so sure. I mean, they went for a support in that other game, which they don't normally do.
Yeah.
But they,
I think it's no. Surely it's going to be 33. Surely it's 33 Axe. Pycat Lycan.
Oh, sorry. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
He's saying mid Lycan against the Kunkka.
Yeah.
I was thinking the mid, but.
Yeah, baby. Come on, look at this. How do you not have a major back in Britain next year?
Thank you, man.
It is pretty awesome.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Final ban from Optic Gaming. The final ban of the semi-finals.
They're going down to the wire on their time.
Oh yeah. Taking time.
MP, okay.
Dude, I thought about Nature's Prophet, but that feels like you are playing the I'm not going to fight at all game. I'm just going to run Optic around the map.
Passive, yeah, very passive Fnatic.
Fnatic with the last
Optic
overall
standard Razor.
Yeah, Razor is...
All right, so that's a Lesh support.
Oh. It's the Pycat hero, right? Dispels Bloodlust with passive all the time.
They can run the Razor into the Spectre
I
lane.
almost
Give Axe a better start than last time.
I think they've got more variety in their 4 lanes where they want to put them this time.
Final pick of the semi-final is Fanatics.
Yeah! The Bat Rider for Universe. All right.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a
They're gonna be
first.
met with
That's a first pick.
Razor versus Spectre.
A first pick for Batrider at ESL One Birmingham.
the first one, right?
Yep, it's the first one we've had as a pick. So, gents, which way for this final game? Alan.
Oh, you're gonna make me go first.
I'll go Optic.
Cat.
So you don't have to go.
I was gonna go Optic as well. I just think Fnatic, they put themselves in a responsive position in the last 3 picks.
Oh no,
Okay.
Yannis.
Why is the pressure on me?
It's all yours.
Are you gonna panel curse it again?
Curse or no curse?
Who do I appeal to?
I think he's
I'm
asking
just
the
kidding.
crowd.
I'm just kidding. Ooh,
All right.
Do I have faith in the Batrider? I'm gonna go in faith with Universe on the bat. They've got
Okay.
double ways of initiating.
All right, good stuff. We are ready, ladies and gentlemen. You've already raised the roof, but I want you to do it once more as we get into game number 3, the final game of the semi-final. Enjoy.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Fnatic versus Optic Gaming, Game 3. I'm Odie Pixel. I'm here, of course, once again with Blitz. And Blitz, without a shadow of a doubt, this game is going to be incredible, Blitz. I can feel, you know, we have that feeling. I've got that feeling for this game.
That's what we said at the beginning of this
There's
series,
no
too.
way that this game is going to be one-sided like Game 1 or Game 2. It's just impossible. It doesn't work. It doesn't happen. It can't. This one, it's going to be close, Blitz. Tell me this. Look at the drafts. Tell me, Blitz, it's going to be a close one.
You sound so desperate right now. Yeah, it might be close. We'll see. I'm just not going to get my hopes up. I'm going to hope for the best. I just want an exciting game. Don't even care who wins at this point.
Oh, absolutely not.
Just make it close.
Let's see, let's give the game that the fans here in the UK deserve to them. They've turned up in their millions, I'm sure, out there. I've not quite counted them all, but there's a lot. And this game, Fnatic versus Optic Gaming, everything on the line here as we keep iterating. This game's so important in terms of getting the chance of making it to the top 8 at the Dota Pro circuit and getting that direct invite to the International 2018.
Yeah,
Let's use
for
them
Fnatic,
playing for it.
it's one game.
Yeah.
They just need this one game and they've got enough. For Optic, they need another series after this, but you
I
get
have to go
keep
through
your...
VP as well, yeah?
But who knows?
They got a long road, but
knows?
it's a capable one.
Yes. At least you give yourself the chance in the crowd getting hyped for this one as Zai setting up at bottom, trying to hit out Universe. Pre-played, no longer aggroing this PPD coming in as well.
He's got the stun. Right time for PPD to come in. They're unlikely to get the kill, but at the least, a lot of bullying. Sort of pushing Universe away. He will pop the TP immediately, get himself over to the creep wave so we can get some action here from those first heroes coming down. PPD, of course, immediately TPing up towards the top to form these dual lanes. He's going to be backing up 33, who he will be playing the Lycan up against this Pi and MV Spectre Ogre Magi dual lane top.
Yeah, this is actually going to be a Pycat Axe. Not really expected here in mid lane. DJ just trying to harass out early on. But CCNC shouldn't care about this too much. Of course, DJ here just to make sure that the Razor doesn't overrun this Kunkka. Really hard matchup for him.
Now, Fnatic know that if they can secure Arbed a strong lane at the start, he does wonders with it. We saw it in Game 2 on the Kunkka. This time around, of course, Fnatic picking that Kunkka a little earlier in the draft, being a little more confident with it, knowing that they just make sure that Arbed has a good time at the start, and he's going to be hitting those combos, making the plays, and having a lot of potential to sort of disrupt the early pace and aggression that Optic are likely to bring against them with this this lineup built around this Lycan.
CCNC gonna get hit early by that Torrent, but a lot of damage already taken down from Abed. Trading some hits, but not really gonna do too much as the lanes at bottom. Pycat, one stack on him only. DJ with the lift, just trying to get the harass off. The stun flies in from Zai. No follow-up though.
Trading quite a significant bit of damage back towards DJ, but as we say, he's geared up with the regen. Salve, a couple of tangos still in his pocket, ready to go, and they do get a couple of stacks now onto Zai, now up to 3. Pycat there, cool won't connect, but it does at least stop DJ and Universe from chasing any further.
Abed gonna find a haste rune. Coming back to mid, no kill potential anywhere though as B.
Let's get a nice hit onto CCNC, and of course, indeed, straight away breaking the static link. Looks to come back in with the Torrent. He's actually found the connection here.
Since he's getting pretty low here.
Can he finish this one off? Arbed looking for the angle. Tidebringer won't be quite enough damage. Verifier is there for CCNC as well as the South. CCNC will be able to recover.
If he didn't Fairy Fire there, he might have just gone down.
Did look pretty darn close indeed.
Early pressure.
Given the old slow Ogre run down onto PPD, but isn't going to pursue it any further. Looks to return back towards Envy. Just make sure that Envy has sort of the safety to farm here, but it's going to get a lot harder now with the point in Enfeeble. Universe at the same time down bottom, finding out Zai's level 3 now with the Flame Break.
First blood.
And that chase down with the Firefly. Zai, can he get himself away from this? A couple of right clicks should do it. He's salving up. Pycat there as well with the Battle Hunger, looking to slow down Universe, and that will save Zai. Not only keeping him alive, but also making sure that that last hit didn't come through, cancelling the South, so Zai, he'll be able to stay in lane.
Half a hit away from that first blood. Optic, 2 games in a row have gotten it, although it was the only kill they got last game.
See down bottom, PPD trying to pull these creeps away from Pi, stopping Pi from being able to get the pull around. So Pi will still be able to take the majority of them though, and secure that more sort of farm safely for Envy up on top lane. Down bottom, Zai TPs himself out of danger. A fair few stacks onto Pycat, but Universe a little low on the mana, so won't chase down anymore. Mid lane, looking at the CS, 14 to 7, 13 for 3. As we can see, that sort of early presence of having the Rubik in the lane has sort of allowed Arbed to get over those first few levels where, as you mentioned, can be pretty hard against a Razor as a melee hero.
Yeah, it's really awkward in the beginning of CCNC.
Neat little plays from Arbed.
Only for the illusion rune though.
Still, they're just, yeah, as we see, no bottle out on either of the 2 mids yet, so not quite as punishing as it could have been, but it's still nicely done.
And right now, the sacrifice. Envy in this top lane just consistently getting enfeebled.
It's not fun to play against. He's hitting around there with, well, 51 minus 60, then plus with the Quelling Blade. It's not much.
Very good at math, Owen is.
Yeah.
For the millions of you out there in the crowd, as he said.
It's a tough lane for Envy, and an easy lane for 33. This, like, he's getting free farm.
He's getting absolute free farm right
He's getting 3-3 farm.
So at bottom Universe. Not doing the best against Pycat. You want to make an attempt on his life right now is DJ. Just getting the hits in. Pycat bringing him over, the stun, gonna fly in. Might just be first blood.
They should get it. Surely telekinesis. Can he get out? He's gonna get away. Now they can look to turn because Pycat, he's got 5 stacks on him. Pycat, he's gonna be the first to fall. They might just get Zai as well. The stun from Pi comes through. Pilot Eye looks to block him on. Zai will be able to turn and get the stun. But again, these body blocks from this big
Pilot
Die. Pilot Die blocking Zai with his big old backside, and he'll set up for another. Fnatic get both of them.
Finally, Fnatic picking up the first blood of the game with a very nice bait. Pycat, though, very quick.
Oh! Universe has got Battle Hunger. It's not going to be enough. Universe, he can walk it out. So Fnatic losing no one out of that altercation on the bottom lane. They'll head over to the shrine.
Meanwhile, PPD continues up in this top lane.
I mean, I think he's working with about 10 right. Oh, there we go. He's got the dagger. He'll secure himself a couple there.
I think that's the only way that he's going to get last hits.
Oh, no. Denies from the Bane.
Oh, he gets one?
Oh, did he?
With the Desolate damage.
DJ. He's been chased it, but Arbed.
Zai once again.
He's come across. There's 4 here. Looking towards Zai. There is no escape for Zai's Fnatic. They'll take another. And Arbed, he'll claim that extra bit of bounty gold from that kill top lane. The Wolves are coming in, 33 playing aggressive as he looks to try and find Envy in the tree line. PPD's there as well. Envy trying his best with the Jukes. And he should be fine by the looks of it. No sort of backup coming in, but Optic unable to really chase down Envy enough to get the kill at this stage. The Spectral Dagger just allowing Envy sort of that extra escape mechanism to keep himself safe. South will not be popped here by PPD as he was looking to try and cancel it. Envy is able to get himself back up to full health. Still though, it really is a struggling Spectre lane. PPD making this lane a literal nightmare for Envy.
Yeah, no pun intended, but they have definitely fed him to the wolves right now. They are not helping him whatsoever in this lane.
It's an early tower, 7 minutes.
Yeah, 33, has an incredible level of farm right now.
48 CS at 7 minutes, and he's not missing a creep.
CCNC, mid lane is going to go down to the boat and the 2 supports rotation.
So it really is for this middle lane, the bottom lane, Fnatic, they're making the plays, they're getting the kills, but Optic, they're securing this dream lane for 33's Lycan.
They have not rotated as support in quite some time. They're finally going to do so with DJ coming up here at level 5. They've done a better job of securing his farm than Envy's at this point. Envy just about to pick up his boots.
And look at that stat there, Pycat. I mean, understandably, he's not been playing a lot of Axe games. The last time he won with it in a pro game was 2014 with Alliance. It's a long time ago, Blitz. So a real change-up in the draft and sort of the player-hero combinations that Optic are doing this game.
Yeah, but so far it looks like it's paying off. Even though Fnatic have this 4-0 lead, it's 1K in favor of OG on the back of that tower.
I like Zai. You get the slow onto Zai. Universe coming across Zai. Hook up for the TP out. Zai, he is going to make it away. Pike out with the call as well, just to make sure the Fnatic can't get the extra right clicks out onto Zai. Keeping his Leshrac alive. Envy, TPing back to base. Wants to refuel, pick up the boots. He's got the level 6. We'll see if Fnatic can find anything across the map to set up. Mid lane, that may be the target. We'll see if he wants to join in, and he certainly does. Envy, he's been struggling in terms of getting the farm, but he wants to get involved with these kills. Straight up, level 6 is hit, back to base, refuels, gets himself involved.
Yeah, once again, they're putting all of this on Abed, giving him the best possible game. The early dual lane, abandoning Envy. Abed, a lot of hopes are going to ride on his shoulders. This one as TP coming in from Universe towards bottom lane. Want to try to pressure Pycat. He's already got 1,500 gold. Can pick up that early blink if he wants.
In this sort of game, do you think that is the way to go on the Axe rather than the Vanguard once again? I mean, we saw an Axe already this series. You know, I think it was Universe in the first game going for the Blink Dagger Rush. Do you like it once again for Pycat?
I think so.
Yep.
But I think you're going to give yourself options by just waiting.
And look at this rotation as well. Smoke from Optic coming down towards the bottom. 33 with the shapeshift ready to go. Zai, he's got the slow, trying to allow Pycat to close the gap for the call, but he can't quite get in onto Universe. 33 still looking to dive past the tower. He's got the walls on the front line. Universe with a quick flame break to knock him back. The same time up top, a go being made out to BPD. Universe will fall as 33 is able to chase him down, but at the same time, Envy is able to get PPD.
They needed something for Envy, and they're going to create some space for him.
But Optic, they are playing the perfect pace around this 33 Lycan. They move him from top to bottom. After taking the tier 1 tower there, they get the kill onto the Universe, and 10 minutes in, they're taking another tower with this Lycan.
This is some weird amalgamation of both games, where in game number 1, Optic were getting all the towers that they wanted, and in game number 2, Fnatic were getting all the kills that they wanted. But this time around, a much closer affair as DJ smoked up level 6. He wants to look for something right now. CCNC gonna avoid that by walking over to the left, and it looks like PPD gonna go down again. Abed trying to find the angle right now. DJ gonna come in from the front. Here comes the lift.
Straight away, dragging PPD back into the hands of Abed and Envy. Another bit of action for Fnatic as now 7-1. They can put some pressure onto this tier 1 tower top. Obviously not nearly the same amount of pushing power that Optic have around the Lycan. But they'll still give their best shot here, starting to put some damage onto this tier 1 tower.
And it is the early Blink Dagger pickup from Pycat.
It's not going to catch them by surprise, though. They have the warding down around their jungle, Fnatic, so they know that that Blink Dagger is there on Pycat. We'll still see if he's able to make a play with it. He'll back off, will TP himself up towards the top lane. They're bringing 33 in as well. We'll see if they can get a catch. Straight away, Fnatic, though, they're making the play themselves. Looking towards 33 with the bow. The duets are sort of split up behind the trees. Fnatic making sure it's incredibly hard for Optic to get that catch that they want with these core rotations.
Looks like they're just trying to disengage Abed.
He has been spotted out here. They see him with the wolf, quickly trying to juke out the stun, but Zai, he makes the connection, finds the target. Abed is surrounded, they'll find the kill. Taking down the Kunkka, the movement successful.
Bottom lane, PPD. He's got the ulti.
Straight away.
Coming in too.
They should have a good shot at this one. Is there any sort of chance for Fnatic to head over and help this man out? Envy, he's in trouble. Grips out from PPD, holding him down as CCNC beats him to pieces with the Lightning Storm.
Finally striking back in the kill department. Getting 2 big ones.
33.
Both cores.
Look at the damage here for the army. He finds DJ as well. He's chasing.
University gets gold.
Pycat has the control. That's a dunk down. Sets up for the double kill for 33. This Lycan that has had a beautiful time to start this switch over and sort of rolls really from Optic. It's looking very, very good. 33 is having a beautiful beginning to this game. He's doing all the right things and more.
Yeah, he's level 12, or he's level 9 at 12 minutes, sorry, and he almost has Necro 3. Hook number 2 gonna fly in. That is so early. That is so much pressure to the supports. It's so hard as a Rubik or an Ogre to play against that.
And look, as we can see there already, the moves around the maps. And as you can see from those sorts, the kills that he's got as well have always been so deep across the map because he's so far ahead. He can play as aggressive as he is with the shapeshift.
And now some deeper wards being placed on that mid hill. And Zion Pycat just trying to create this kill squad. They've got the level 6 on Zai much sooner than he had it in the last game.
Let's see what they can find. Fnatic.
They might just run into Pycat here, smoked up.
Leading the charge. Zai's here as well. Fnatic, who are they going to get the jump on the bottom? But Pycat's quick with the blink. They're looking to chase it though. Straight away, Envy with the horn, locking down Pycat. They've got their eyes on Zai as well as Envy gets the dagger onto both of them, slowing them both down. Pycat will fall. They'll get Zai as well. Again, great usage of the horn as Fnatic are making these moves as a team.
Very well done. Deep wards being placed. They saw it the entire way through. They knew nobody else was going to come. And Abed being pinged out right now. They spotted him with the ward. 33 is down here too. Killer right now for Optic.
Got the shapeshift back available in 15 seconds. And as you say, a few hundred gold away from having the level 3 Necro book.
He's been spotted though. PPD running into the ward there. So they know this attempt if it comes.
Abed keeping himself safe with the X mark. Armlet pretty much done for Abed.
They've got the ward down. They see both heroes here. They want to try to make the sandwich. 33 doesn't have Necro books up for just a little bit.
Quick with the telekinesis. He's got the stolen cool as well to disable PPD that a little bit longer so PPD can't get his skill set out. There's Abed revealing himself from the trees, trying to move on into PPD, but now CCNC at 33. They jump forward. Abed gets the boat out. The stun holds back 33, but CCNC continues to chase the static they're building up. He's got the armor. He can't toggle his way out of that though, as the walls, the Razor beat him down. That's going to be Abed done at the same time up top. Pycat. We're going to chase down Pi, has the cool. Pi Light Eye pretty tanky, of course, on this Ogre Magi. So Pycat will not be able to finish him off. And V getting bloodlusted, but Pycat already backing his way out of there. As Optic, they take another tower. 14 minutes in, they continue to take these towers at an incredible rate. They do maintain this 3K lead. They want to try and push. They know how strong their Lycan is in the moment.
They know that Universe doesn't have the TP. Now they're going to start bringing heroes back. Abed TPing in for this short distance, but deems it worthy, and Optic are going to make their way towards mid.
They're stepping up this pressure. It's 33. Doing a lot of damage here to this tier 2 tower, and 15 minutes in, they've taken another tier 2. I believe, what was it? It was 16 minutes in game 1 that they took all the tier 1s and tier 2s. It's not quite at the same rate, but it's incredibly close to it. 15 minutes in, only a tier 2 standing top for Fnatic. Again, Optic, very good at sort of playing these push-oriented lineups and just finding the right time to make the moves.
Yeah. And in this game, they have a much easier way of going for the Roshan too, with the Lycan.
As we can see there, all the sort of the gold that the 33 is now missing out in terms of creeps, he's picking it up in buildings as well. And that's of course going to benefit his whole team. So even though it looks even between those two, you're seeing that 4K lead because of the fact that everyone on Optic is benefiting from the pace that they're playing, taking down these towers.
And Envy has to just continue to farm up. Highlight Die gonna run into PPD right now. The backup is coming from Optic. This should be a free kill. Fiend Script is gonna come in.
And of course, no interest from the rest of Fnatic to head over and help Pi. They'll let him go.
It's the casual Highlight Die death. You're going to buy some time for Envy to farm another wave at bottom very aggressively. Optic, they can't just allow this Spectre to continue to farm like this. Getting closer and closer to that relic. Only 1,000 gold now away.
He really is. We saw what Envy was able to do with the Radiant's timing in game 2 with his lone Druid. And having it at sort of the same rate that he's sort of working towards is going to be quite something for them to deal with Optic. Optic at the moment, just wanting to keep the pressure up. The lightning bounces onto Abed, but Abed's able to get into the fog of war.
They still want this chase. They see him.
Look at the way that they block him in as well with the army. Stun comes through. He has got the run protecting him. That may buy him enough safety. We'll see. 33's trying to come in. He's looking for the crits. Can Abed keep himself alive in any sort of shape or fashion? He's turning with the arm that toggles, but he can't get out of that one. Optic, again, getting in with the Lycan. 33 making sure that they can take these early fights. PPD will be left behind.
Be with the haunt.
He wants to make sure he can come in and maybe look to come in for more. Straight away, the TP's around. 33 and Zai, they're out of there. Highcat does have a TP available, but it's hard for him to get away now with Universe chasing him down. He has got the ult available as he closes the gap, drags him back with the lasso. Fnatic will get a couple out of that push.
They were trying to give the last hit to Envy, getting so close now to that relic, and that's the trade-off right now. You're going to lose some heroes, but you've got to make space for this guy.
They really are playing against a timer, Optic Gaming. So far, the pressure has certainly been on, and sure, there they get Arbet, but they can't sort of afford these trades where Envy is able to come out on top. And
look at this.
Just making sure that Envy can farm these neutrals. You know, he pings on him. He said, come on, back off.
This is the best part about playing with Pylai as a 5 position, is he's always going to create this barrier between you and the rest of the heroes. And it looks like just a random death, but it's totally not. He's done such a good job of making sure that they can't get to Envy, that he's out there first. This is a level 7 Ogre with 1,800 net worth. His death at this point doesn't mean a lot. But getting Envy an extra 2 waves, a neutral creep here or there, it means so much to this team.
Relic pretty much complete for Envy.
33 has the ult, is going to pop it.
Ooh, who's he going to look for?
He's looking for Envy right now.
He is. He's charging towards Envy. This is a pretty key time if they can get Envy. He's got the money, but he hasn't got the courier out.
Can Envy get himself timing of this.
Look at the same time from the side. No, Envy can't get out. There's no help coming towards him. He's down. They're able to slow down that relic by just a little bit by being able to find that kill. A big kill for 33 to find, of course, on his own.
They're going to ping Zai right now. He's going to try to go for the TP. Universe going to see him in the trees, but DJ just half a second behind.
Didn't quite have the lasso available, was still literally a couple of seconds called out. But that catch is going to become certainly a little bit easier for Fnatic, as DJ has nearly got his own Blink Dagger. 1,700 gold towards it. Arbed, Crystal is done. So again, pretty good timing. Obviously not quite the same speed as the Conqueror that they played in game 2, but still very admirable.
33, level 15, has a BKB queued up, is not that far from a Necro 3, Medallion, Helm of Dom.
He's playing this Lycan absolutely beautifully, and it's this sort of flexibility, this sort of switch around between 33 and Pycat that is very scary for teams that have to play against Optic. These sort of moves you don't expect, and 33 is showing us some fantastic Lycan play. I mean, we know that he's micro strong with heroes like the Visage, and he's showing here with his Lycan that he is quite a force to be reckoned with. Optic, they did set him up a perfect lane, and he is not letting that go to waste this game.
They're walking in right now towards that Roche pit. 33 doesn't have the ult quite yet, but would take this very quickly.
He's got that DD room.
Was thinking about it.
Still is a little scary to fight around the pit with the Bat Rider. They've got the combo from Kunkka, and they know that Haunt is back up, and are also aware that Envy will very shortly have the full Radiance.
He's so close to it right now. Only 500 gold away. He's going to use this time that Optic goes into this Roshan pit to just try to farm out. And notice Pai's position again. Very front forward, always in front of Envy, making sure that they have to get through him first if they are going to find this Spectre. Know about the Roshan attempt. It seems like Pylai die.
They're not getting in it. Optic are going to get away with it. CCNC takes the Aegis. And now they're looking for the kill as they'll run towards Pi. Pylai die, no escape room with the damage again. The 33 is outputting at this stage. Impossible for Pylai die to escape.
Yeah, they continue to trade his life just so that Envy goes bottom, continuing his farm. Very diligent. He understands the game plan right now. And Optic is aware that the Relic is online. Radiance shortly to follow. They're trying to speed up the game right now because even with just the Radiance, they won't fear the Spectre. Their Lycan is way too big at this point.
Yep. There's no doubt about it. 33, if he gets the chance to spot out the real Envy in the fight and run him down, especially with the BKB, it's pretty much impossible for exactly. They're sure they can try and look for the
look
lasso.
at this board. They see Universe.
It's the jump forward though still with the lasso, dragging back Zai. There's DJ to follow up, and they'll pop the Horn as well. They've found one. Can they get anything more out of this? Pycat at PPD trying to run themselves away. CCNC actually comes in from the back lines with the BKB. He's just committing straight away. Does manage
so far from the rest of his team.
but he is going to fall for this. Can the rest of Optic Gaming coming to fight around CCNC? It looks like Fnatic don't want to try and take a fight. Optic certainly do, though. Pycat in immediately with the call and the dunk down onto Pylight Die. Optic Gaming.
They're going to go high ground.
That play there from CCNC looked a little YOLO, but it made sense. He just wanted to throw his life away with the edges to make sure that they could kill the Kunkka. Arguably the biggest issue at the moment on Fnatic, and it's going to mean that they're able to force Fnatic into a position where Abed, he's having to buy back now. And that's what Optic came for. They maintain this lead, they grow it even more, 9K advantage to them.
They're trying to find somebody. Universe with no ult pops the Firefly. And now that the buyback from Abed's committed, that's going to send them back, but still, they got a lot of what they came for. Good damage on that top tower, continuing to pressure, the buyback forced.
So 13, but 9K lead, Optic Gaming. Still playing incredibly fast. 33's like in 13,000 net worth, 603. He has had no problem whatsoever this game.
And now it's starting to haunt Fnatic. Their decision to sack Envy. He did eventually pick up this Radiance at a very reasonable time, but leaving him alone in that top lane, you're starting to see what happens.
They've got to try and stall this game, Fnatic, so that Envy, as you said, could get sort of that second major item at the least, so we can turn up to these fights with the Horn and not worry about dying straight away. Top lane PPD. This smoke, maybe seeing if he could set up with the Fiend's grip, but already Envy and Pyli Die backing away.
And the dagger season. Pyli Die continuing to be the bodyguard for Envy as Universe just trying to clear up this creep wave. Optic, this is going to force them back.
And Abed, after that buyback, he's still getting very close to the Daedalus. He's only got enough for the Demon Edge. Top lane, Pyli Die. He's being hunted. We'll go straight away for the TP out, and he will make it just before Zai is able to get round.
And this is what they need to do. Just continue to buy time, play a little bit risky, send somebody up there. If Pi dies in that position, it's okay because it resets things a little bit. You need to force Optic to just run around.
Oh yeah, as long as you can stop them from grouping up and pushing with their Lycan.
Yeah, and I like this.
You're
one.
relatively happy as Fnatic.
You see what Fnatic are doing? They're trying to make an aggressive move. This would buy them even more time, especially if they could find this Lycan. He has the BKB, but he would still go down. They have a lot of damage here.
Jump forward. They managed to get the lasso. They
all in
perfectly
this.
lock him down. They've got the torrent into the boat. They've done it. Perfect execution from Fnatic as Universe.
They might find more time.
Jump. He's heading over. Envy, he gets it on his own with the Horn, getting over, getting a second.
And this is brilliant.
That is exactly what Fnatic need, as you say. If they can make these aggressive plays, whilst being a significant amount behind in terms of net worth, the game gets very scary for Optic, especially losing 33's Lycan, who was yet to die this game. Yeah. Brilliant initiation from Universe.
They've got fantastic comeback heroes. You've got the Batrider with the BKB piercing jump, the Kunkka with the cleave, the Spectre. Everyone knows how annoying this hero is to play against late game.
Oh yeah.
Envy without Haunt though for 100 seconds. They want to just avoid things.
And look at the build as well that Envy has queued up. We'll see if he does commit to it now. He changes. I was wondering. He did have the BKB up there for a moment, but he has switched it back to the, of course, the more orthodox Manta style. As he's got a lot of money after those 2 kills.
And he's even a higher level than Lycan at this point. And Optic, you can start to sense they're getting a little bit frustrated here. They had such a big lead. It's still substantial, but
they know, I mean, they know with these heroes, the game is only going to get harder the longer it goes.
Yes, and now the Kunkka has that completed Daedalus. It's quite strong now. All it takes is one really good crit and a jump on a core hero and Pyli Die.
Pushing up.
This tag team, he's the first one scouting. He sees that nobody else is here, and Fnatic are going to pick up a tier 2 tower for free.
And Optic, they are desperately looking to find any sort of opening to break into the high ground. They're putting pressure onto the tier 3. Will force out a fortification from Fnatic. As Optic, they're ready to go again. Shapeshift's available. They have all the ultimates. Can Fnatic put a stop to this? This is a crucial time to push. It's still, what, 30 seconds where there is no Haunt available for Envy. But it's still, you can see Optic, it is a tricky position for them to be in.
Yeah, they're incredibly afraid, because they know if they blow another fight, the game becomes even. and then it's in their corner to do everything right. For Fnatic, the game plan is very simple. Hold your high ground. Even if you lose one set of racks, it would be okay as long as it isn't disastrous.
But
if you lose multiple heroes, but they're going to go for the smoke here. Universe trying to find that angle right now. Zai showing himself.
And look at that as well with the stolen walls. The stolen walls, getting the vision there. DJ giving the information the Universe needed to jump in, but there's a lot here, so they'll take Universe.
And they need to back out right now. Fnatic, they can't afford to lose additional heroes here. If they do, Optic might just go for the high ground, and 33 gonna run into Pylite die.
No escaping here for the Ogre, so they do. That was not the aggressive play that Fnatic were hoping for there. It looked like they sort of got ahead of themselves with the vision, as I say, from the stolen walls the DJ was using and Universe committing. It was not the fight they wanted to jump into. Two are dead, even if they are to buy back on the back, there's no lasso available. There's no sort of catch. This top racks is going Optic. They're sort of being handed the opportunity to finally be able to break this pace. 28 minutes in still, though, the pace that they want to play, getting that opening.
You gotta get out of here right now.
Underneath that ward, they know his whereabouts. They're TPing over. Look, Mass coming over to the shrine. Envy looking to TP out. Out of there in time. He'll get himself away.
They cannot afford mistakes like that, though. Universe was so far in front of the rest of his team. They were on the low ground on the river. They had no way of helping him out. They thought it was just going to be a free jump on a Zai, but everybody from Optic were there. And at that point, it's just you have to retreat. If you lose more than one hero, Optic are going high ground.
Universe, as soon as the lasso's better, he's ready to make play, but CCNC just picked up a Linkers. He just had it picked up, and it caught Fnatic by surprise. They weren't prepared to pop it. As CCNC, he's more than fine. Universe unable to find that play due to that literal just pickup of the Lincoln Sphere on CCNC.
The timing on that couldn't have been better. So now they're going to get to the shrine for free. And Optic, once again, in the driver's seat. They're going to feel a lot more comfortable about this. Envy continuing to farm. Just doing whatever he can to extend this game. He's going to stay up here, but Zai, he's looking for it. He sees the dagger path. Lays out the Edict 2. Stun barely going to whiff, but he runs into Envy.
He has turned off the radiance. He does look to horn himself out.
And he's found the angle. He goes under CCNC.
To sneak himself away. Sure, horn is used, but again, as we're saying, any sort of extension to the game, it's going to be Fnatic that are going to be the happy ones.
Envy getting a little bit greedy there. Zai, really nice game sense to find him. And now the aggressive smoke.
They want to make a play. They know once that horn is down, it's very hard for Envy to respond if they do find a pick off. And look who's over here. They'll head up to the high ground. They found Mr. Pylite Eye once again. So they'll take him. As you can see, that heat map and the depth spots as well. It's only adding a little bit of variety to the areas that he's deciding to die in the map. But as you say, he's doing his job. DJ, though, on the other hand, he's in trouble. The Beans group comes out. They will get themselves both of the supports out of this. Pylite actually buying back.
Look at this mid lane.
33. Going in, Arped, looking for the tie, bring a hit. 33 backs off with the BKB.
With two heroes dead, though, this might be just another Rax.
They do have buyback available on the two of them. We'll see if Optic can force it out. They may want to be a bit careful with the fact that 33 BKB is on cooldown for 50 seconds. Shapeshift, of course, as well. Still another 35 before that's back.
Triple catapult, though.
See if they can force out these buybacks. It's just the three of them, still no horn. Very hard for them to hold, and DJ, he will buy back. They'll look to open up with the torrent onto 33. Arbed jumping forward. With Nightmare from PPD giving some sort of defensive potential. Oh, Envy! He's getting called out. The BKB's out as well. Envy's falling incredibly low. They've got the stun on him. This Spectre in trouble. Envy's going to back himself away. CCC's going to be able to find the kill, though. That's Envy down. They do get 33 though in response, though. Fnatic, can they get more out of this? Pycat tries for the call. He's trying to hold them back here. Optic, they're falling pretty low, though. Fire Blast out onto Pycat. Pycat turns. Battle Hunger out onto Arbed. He's jaws up. Zai a little on the mana, so can't get the stun out. Arbed's going to still fall, though, and he's dead for 70. No buyback. Jump forward. DJ stolen call. Pulling CCNC in towards the tower. Universe starting to get the day pump stacks up. There's the buyback from Envy. Buyback into the Horde. Just back online in time. Can they chase down some kills? They'll get PPD. Doesn't look like they'll get anything more though. Zai and Pycat. And 33, who has the shapeshift back online. He's turning back in with the BKB. But there we have it. The call into the lasso. They're disabling. But do they have the damage to finish off 33? They don't for now. But it saves the Universe. Universe will be able to get back. Only just there as the creeps do start to beat down upon him.
And not the worst trade in the world for Fnatic as...
It's a lot of buybacks, but at the same time, 33 is bought back, PPD is bought back, Optic themselves buying back because they want to get themselves into the pit. They know without the Horn, this is a chance for them to get that Aegis and a cheese, and if they can then sort of stall the games themselves to the, or even just go for the push, they could really just go all in now with the fact that they know Fnatic themselves don't have the buybacks on the big cores, on Eternal Envy.
Yeah, and if Kunkka had buyback at this point, he would have used it for that fight.
They're heading over to the pit. Fnatic, they're going to be able to stop Optic from getting away from this, it looks.
If they could take this for themselves, they could reset the game here, but they don't have the easiest way to hit this Roshan. The best that they can do is defend it and keep Optic away from this area.
A very sort of tense situation now for both teams this next sort of 6 minutes or so, with the buybacks being expended in that last minute of gameplay on some major cores for both sides.
Envy has the 500 health talent, a lot tankier now. Fnatic pushing forward, DJ gonna spot this. They don't have the easiest way to take it themselves, so they just have to play defense. And Optic, they should be nervous about this too. They committed a lot of buybacks for that. 33 thought that was their opportunity to just end the game because Envy waited so long to commit the buyback, he just assumed he didn't have it. And if you're wondering why Envy was waiting so long, he thought he could get away with it.
Still around that pit though. Optic.
Universe pops the Firefly. They want to keep them away from this area. Lincoln's still available on him. Just hitting this Roshan, his team creating this ring around him. They're going to go back in.
The Horn's back online. Fnatic, they've got the honors. PPD. Quick now, remember there's Envy. Popping the Horn, getting the vision that they need. They'll look towards PPD first. BKB's out for 60. He's got the Sun. The Force, they're trying to save Envy. There's the bow coming in. They're trying to get the damage out. Can he find the big Tidebringer? His no, because the Berserker's call there. They control Arbed. Arbed, he's gone. He's dead. He does have buyback available. Universe gets the lasso here onto the dogs, but it doesn't matter. Even though he's holding down 33 of the walls, they can't kill him off. Now Arbed will buy back. They know that they can't let Optic get this Roshan.
Getting it themselves is so hard.
TJ falling incredibly low there in that situation, going down to 20 HP. He has to get himself away as the Lycan's walls are on their way over. Quickly cut them down. It's back towards the pit. Fnatic, they're heading in. Top lane starting to get pushed over by the stronger creeps that Optic have at the moment. At this point of the game, all of Fnatic's buybacks called, and they have Zai. DJ with the stolen Berserkers call, that extra bit of lockdown into the torrent. Can they finish him off? But no, Pycat. Again, he's on top of the Berserkers. All the stun. Arbed in trouble. He's gone. Arbed now dead without buyback. And Zai knows, straight back in. He'll buy back. Pilot Eye is trying to pull Optic away from the pit, but that'll be 2 down on Fnatic as well. 33 chasing down DJ. He's going to fall. The crits come in. That 3 down on Fnatic. Optic. They've opened up the pit. They're heading in for Roshan, Aegis, and Cheese, and there's nothing that Envy and Universe can do to stop that.
And they are in an impossible situation now. No Haunt available for 25 more seconds. No buybacks available. Fnatic likely to get mega creeped here, and I think this is something they just have to give up.
Optic with the Lycan, with the Leshrac, they can take these structures pretty quickly. Optic, they'll move towards bottom, and as you say, Fnatic, can they do anything to stop this? With the jump in, the actual nightmare from PPD actually saves Envy a little bit, but it doesn't matter. They don't need to kill the Spectre at this point. They just need to kill the buildings. 10 seconds and they'll have some backup. Envy trying to commit here with the Horn, trying to put a stop to it, but there's the feed script. PPD, he gets the grab, holds Envy down. Universe comes in with the lasso to cancel the grip, trying to allow Envy to get back. There's Pilot Eye, he's back. Can they keep Envy alive? They can. Envy, he'll survive. JJ goes for the telekinesis, holding Pycat in place, but they get the structures. Optic, they'll get the mega creeps. They have to get out of here now. The full lineup of Fnatic is back up. As Optic got what they came for. Sure, they lost Pycat, they lost PPD, but they got the barracks. Look at this TP, the TP across from Arbed to the Shrine. He looks for 33, but 33, he pumps the BKB, he's not messing around.
Universe now coming in.
Doesn't have lasso available though. So Optic, they're retreating. He does manage to remove the link because they have the Yule Scepter. That's going to be enough to hold CCNC down for Envy to close the gap. He'll pop the cheese CCNC, but no sort of Gorgonzola's going to save him as Envy will get the kill. That's CCNC now dead for 80 seconds. Fnatic, they're up against mega creeps, but there's no Razor for quite some time. Still, though, tier 2s in 2 lanes. I don't know how much Fnatic are going to get done with this. But they're headed straight towards the base. And then they realize, hang on, boys, there's still tier 2s in both these lanes. And hang on, all the ways to push back into their own base. They got to back up. But they're holding on somewhat here, Will.
Highlight Die getting stuck by these creeps. Barely finding the angle out of there. Stays for a second to throw down the Ignite.
BPD. He's found. He has. He's got the Nightmare, Zai. He's going in, quick force to try and break up the combo, but Zai, Yule Scepter onto Envy. Envy has the mantle, but he's going to get caught out by this turn. Can Envy get himself out of this one? He'll disarm the Lycan with the halberd, turning towards Zai, but Zai, he's got the Eon just keeping him alive. DJ, he'll fall. Envy trying to fight against Zai here, but he gets stunned up. Feed Strip again. PPD holding Envy down. Is there any way they can save with the base? Ahmed, he's having to look after it. The creeps are destroying it. Envy, he's almost certainly going to fall. Optic, they've got the kills, they've got the game. GG, well played is called as Optic are able to close it up. They had the lead for that entirety of the game, but there definitely was a point where there was questions whether Fnatic were on track to turn things around. But Optic, they keep their composure. Excellent usage of the buybacks, the prioritization around that Roche pit, and then the sort of the moves made after, getting those barracks, keeping the pressure on. Optic, they will continue this route towards getting that dream spot of being in the top 8, and unfortunately Fnatic, it's the end of the road for them in terms of their dreams of that direct invite slot.
They were 1 game away from being top 8 in the DPC. They just needed that 1 win, but unfortunately for them, they have no more opportunities, and Optic, they continue to keep their hopes alive. If they win this major, it would give them enough points. Unbelievable performance from them.
I mean, unbelievable performance from them as a whole. You've got to talk about 33's Lycan. This man, and there's sort of pressure at the semi-finals in such an important game, making sort of this switch up that we know that Optic can do. We've seen them sort of switch around the course, around the lanes. At this game, bringing out the 33 Lycan, he just ran away with the game. He absolutely did. Each and every usage of the shapeshift, keeping the pressure on. They just couldn't deal with it, Fnatic. Despite their best attempts, we saw some cute little plays. Universe did manage to get some pretty sweet lassos, but it wasn't enough at the end of the day. They keep the pressure on. They keep the pace going. Optic Gaming, I mean, in the 2 games this series that they won, they did look pretty fantastic. And in terms of the whole run, Optic Gaming have turned up to this land, and they've stepped it up a lot. This is a team that is consistently improving, consistently getting a hold of this current meta, and we're going to be seeing them in the grand finals up against Virtus Pro. It's going to be an incredible grand finals, that is for sure. As for now, we will send you over to the stage to hear from one of the members of Optic Gaming.
Yes, I have a very relieved PPD hanging out with me. At least that's how it seemed. Got a big smile on your face. Was that a big win? Felt like you earned that one.
Yeah, we needed it, right? That's our goal right now, to win this tournament and somehow manage to qualify to TI. So, yeah, super stressful game. My heart's racing.
Dude, I mean, right towards the end, even right at the very end of that match, it looked like it could have gone both ways.
You know, something happens when you play against Eternal Envy. The games just get a little crazy towards the end.
That was unbelievable just to see just how close things can get. The creeps were doing half the work for you. Very, very fun to see. My first question, though, you know, as you do take down Fnatic, you realize what you've taken from them. You now have another step ahead of you. Virtus Pro are waiting in the wings. Before I ask you about Grand Final, this game, this semi-final, could you just walk us through some of the ups and downs for you as a team?
Well, I talked to Universe a bit before the game, and it was like, I know you guys really need to win, but we also, you know, we have to do our best to win. And I wish there was a scenario where we could have an opportunity to play the grand finals, and then they could still get second, and we'd both advance. But that's just how it goes. For the series, pretty confident overall. I think that we believe that we're a better team, and I don't know if it necessarily showed, especially in game 2, but a pretty even match, I think.
I think that's a lot of the analysis was struggling to comprehend how you had such a dominant first game, and then it looked to turn completely on its head in the second. Could you give us a little bit of insight as to how that happened?
Well, you know, I think first pick, it was really, really important for the both of us, and we just happened to win that 50-50 coin toss in game 3.
Okay. All right, well, I'll go ahead and go with that one. And now with Virtus Pro in that grand final, they've looked unbeatable. They have been unbeaten so far here in Birmingham. How are you feeling about tomorrow?
I'm just hoping it's going to be sunny.
Yeah. We'll leave it on that bombshell. Back to you guys at the desk.
Oh, I don't know what he's on about. It's always sunny in Britain, right? Kind of. Thank you very much, PPD, and thank you, Machine, of course, for the interview as well. Well done to Optic Gaming. They reached their second grand final of the season and their first major of the season. They need to do it at the perfect time with a shot at getting inside the top 8. Unfortunately, that is the end of the road for Fnatic. That is the last you'll see of them on the DPC tour. Next time you'll see them will be in the qualifiers. And that's the sad thing about the fact they've had such a good run. It's been a grind for them. They've really fought hard, and they've just fallen one short.
Yeah, well, we've seen flashes of the potential this team has all season long. I think they've played some of the best Dota that they've shown all season at this event, but this Optic team is on a mission. 2 straight grand finals for NA Dota. And guys, we talked on the pregame segment about how they had a big trump card in 33, and they hadn't necessarily shown it in this last game. They played it, leading the map in net worth and hero damage, 11K building damage, more than 3 times any other hero.
Yeah, I was going to bring up 33. I think we were due one, weren't we, Cap? Weren't we due a big performance from the man?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that this was, I mean, it was going to be a really good liking game, I think. 33 definitely performed really well. One of the big things that he did was his micro of the wolves, the body blocking that he did. I think that was probably the most impressive plays that we saw out of him. He also made sure not to die too many times. Other than that, yeah, I think it was just a pretty good game for him. I think it was really important for some of the other members of Optic to have those kind of very interfering performances with the Razor as well as the Axe. I think they played a crucial part in being able to make sure the early to mid game went well and the Lycan could get ahead.
Yeah, I think 33, well, we can say a million things about him in this game. It was a great Lycan game. He played it absolutely dominating, but the lanes for me was one of the big things too. They were able to shut down Abed really hard in this game. They really put a lot of the focus fire on him. His last game, we saw the game before that, we saw what happened. So they focused him. They let 33 have an excellent time, and then PPD's like, you guys focus on Abed, Envy's mine. I'm going 2 points in Enfeeble early and ruining his life.
Oh, yeah.
And that is what he did. He sat behind the tower, I don't even know, for like 3 minutes more, he's just throwing level 2 Enfeeble, and Envy's just like, I have literally 0 damage. I have to dagger the last hit. He was completely shut down.
He had 17 CS to Lycan's 45 at one point.
But I think we did see, though, when you didn't do anything to him, he was able to go off and make solo kills. So you had to keep on him. You had to keep track of where he was.
It was a smart concept of the game that Optic looked. They were like, we need to actually be getting these rushes, taking all these objectives early, because if this game does get to the late game and we are not 10K ahead, like map control ahead, we will lose this game to the
Yeah, I mean, we were talking backstage, weren't we? Like, if this goes another 12, 15 minutes, this suddenly starts looking like a hard game for Optic. So they kind of had to finish it when they did.
Going back to that laning phase decision, think about the one lane that Optic kind of gave up. It was going to be the Axe versus Batrider, right? And I think that's very important. They could have ran so many situations where the Axe isn't faced up against a Batrider, where they had a Razor facing up against a Spectre or something like that. But the thing is that a Batrider is not going to be a game-changing hero for you, right? It's just naturally not going to be winning your team fights. It's going to get you pickoffs. It's going to give you these little skirmishes. It's going to be setting up your other cores for success. That's what a Batrider usually does
and
best.
the X came ahead out in the lane.
Yeah. And somehow he still managed to win that laning phase and do pretty well for himself. So I think strategically it was just a good mindset of making sure that the Kunkka doesn't have a good game, especially when faced up against that Lycan.
I mean, I think I value Batrider a little bit more highly than you do based on that. But the big thing is, when you have that kind of situation, you need to play correctly around it. And Fnatic took a couple of, they had one really bad death on Envy bottom, where he's very close to his Relic into Radiance and dies after using his Spectral Dagger on the lane. And then they had another fight where Universe was way out in front of his team 5 seconds before Haunt is up.
I was just looking to see if I had any swords around so you could do jousting or something.
I don't mean to be... Oh, okay.
I love the fact that you two fight so much. I feel sad for Fog, dude, stuck in the middle.
I'm never going in between Alan and anybody.
Never stand there ever. Come and stand over this side with me.
I never stand next to Alan anyway, so you're kind of stuck here.
Right, let's check in with our Vodafone Play Faster moment. We've had one of these every day. We've been spoiled rotten all week because there have been some fantastic plays and some very quick plays indeed. Today's Play Faster moment by Vodafone is Universe's Escape. Doesn't get much quicker than this. It's kind of Houdini.
It's a Night Stalker. It runs pretty fast, so you're right, Paul. It is a fast play.
There we go. There it is. See, you blinked, Alan, and you missed it.
I did. Poor Zai is sitting there at level 2, though, on that clockwork going, come on, I need a kill.
He had a rough one. He had a rough one that game.
He did. Let's check in with the bracket now and show you where we are, because we have completed almost every match so far at ESL 1 Birmingham. Just 2 matches remain. The third, fourth playoff, which will be our first match tomorrow, of course, and the all-important grand final. A grand final which will feature Virtus Pro for the 3rd consecutive ESL 1 major. They're looking for their 4th major of the season. They're already qualified for the international. Hell, they don't even need the money, but they want the Benzes, they want the points, and they'll be going head-to-head with Optic Gaming, playing their very first major grand final, their 2nd final of the DPC season so far. It's been a fantastic tournament, and I can't wait for tomorrow.
Hey man, the 3rd place match actually sounds really fun too.
Should be. I mean, 3rd place match. I'm not a big fan of 3rd place.
Sure,
I have
but
to say, but
Envy's
in that game.
We got Envy in that game, and we have Pain,
I know,
which we've seen
right?
the crowd favorites.
Yeah, so we'll have a bit of fun with that. I think that's going to be good. What's been your highlight today, Cap?
Highlight today, NA Dota winning. How about that?
Oh, come on.
Well done. You got that cue. That was perfect.
You're supposed to be our brothers in arms.
No.
Right
We're Brazilian Britons. See?
I like that. I like that.
Brazilians. I don't know. Anyway, Fogged?
DJ's performance on the Rubik.
Yep.
That one for me. It was pretty spectacular.
I like that as well, but I'm going to say I think that seeing the drama of Fnatic coming within just inches of earning that last TI spot and knowing what it sets up for tomorrow, Optic with an opportunity to play themselves into the field at TI8 against the 3-time major winners. Bring it on.
Yep, what a great way to finish. Thank you very much, gents. Thank you to everyone as well for coming down to ESL 1 Birmingham. Our day comes to an end here on the 2nd day inside the arena. Just a quick reminder for you as well, the MVP by Mercedes-Benz is still open. Maybe PPD's crept into reckoning. Maybe 33 is in the reckoning as well. Whoever you want to vote for, head over there right now. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for coming down. We'll see you tomorrow for the grand finale of the first ever UK Dota 2 Major. We'll see you then.
Oh my God, I am...
Roar is out. The rocket barrage is already ended. No one's we can close the distance. Oh, no, Solo can just walk it up. And Nighttime working against HFN. They just clap him back. Nice ice path and dual breath. There's your roll. Starting out, ET splitter from range with the stomp and the spirit out. No one so quick to the front lines. Banishment onto the NS. Venomancer not looking too healthy. And the Spirit Vessel on a bit of a matter when the OT comes in with that Sandy's equipment. And HFN, you just got your BKB. Please at least let him trigger it. He's roared, stunned, controlled, can't even...
With the battery assault, that's going to be Universe for this all time.
Not everyone from Optic has shown up. Zai gonna get run into. Universe with the play call.
And have they got the damage? The storm coming through the... Have a chance against the force. Indeed, he's alone, Zai. He's found him in the cogs. PPD's heading over as well. He'll use himself up by some time, but PPD comes in. He's got the snowball. He's holding on to it to allow time for the rest of Optic to come in and...
By Pycat.
Can he get himself out of here at all? Envy hook shot in, but it's actually going to be blocked out there by Pycat. Envy does walk through the wall. Backup's coming in. Can they save Envy here? They might just be able to. As Universe comes in with a pie. Envy's going to be fine as they look to turn this around. Vacuum's going to be used by 33, but it's not going to get him a kill. He's going to fall as... as well. Zai farming very, very deep. TP from DJ will come across as well as he wants to play around, get himself involved with the kill onto Zai. Yeah, Envy, he's almost certainly going to fall. Optic, they've got the kills, they've got the game. GG well played is called as Optic are able to close it up. They had the lead for that entirety of the game, but there definitely was a point where there was questions whether Fnatic close it up. They had the lead for that entirety of the game, but there definitely was a point where there was questions whether Fnatic.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second city for ESL 1 Birmingham, the UK's first ever Dota 2 major. Semi-final number 2, well into it right now, and the green wall are looking rather strong. And to topple that wall, Fnatic are going to have to come up with a magic draft for Game 2. Or are they? Because one member of our panel is not quite so convinced as the other two that the draft was the issue in Game 1, a certain Mr. Fold.
I mean, I can agree with them on a bit, sure. I think
that's not what you said to me in the break.
Yes, I did. Anyway, I said it that I think, sure, I do think Optic may have had an advantage in the draft and they got very comfortable heroes and all that, but I do think that Fnatic absolutely just got outplayed and overran in this game. I think Zai was way too impactful.
Do you think more game related than it was draft?
More game related, but I still would like to see, in particular, I want DJ and I want Universe on different types of heroes, personally. I think if they are going to pick the ET, then I want Universe on something else. I don't want him to play the Axe. If they're going to get, let's say if he's on the Darkseer, then maybe I could see something like that. But I want to see them two in particular on something different.
Okay, it's something different in what respect? Style, in terms of what it gives to the team?
Something that can acquire more farm, and he doesn't really care about, like as an Axe, it's weird, because like we mentioned it so much, you don't want to show on the map, and you need to get your farm. In Universe, he wants to farm. That's why I feel like in this situation, if he had this Darkseer, I keep bringing back the Darkseer, of course, but I feel like they look so much stronger whenever they're playing that, because he is so much farm. So much more farm.
I want to get more from you in just a moment, but Seraction Slacks, again, he's like an invasive spy of some kind. Let's see what he's up to right now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do something for the first time here, a visual-only post-game interview. We're taking a look at them. Wow. Oh, my goodness. Okay, that gave us a lot of information right there. CCNC feeling well. You might have seen that from Peter. That's a serious face. I can get a lot from that. He wants this game to go well. CCNC doesn't seem to care about the... All right, here we go. We got more members of Optic. Visual-only interview here. Very intense talking right there. And Zai, that was a scowl from Zai. What does that tell us? I'm not quite sure. Maybe they're going to have trouble drafting. I don't know, guys. But we'll take a look at Optic's next game, and we'll see if these visual-only interviews can succeed. Thanks for ditching the interview, Optic. Back to you.
I mean,
visual interviews are the future.
Brilliant. I mean, the way that he read those players, Alan, he gave more insight than the four of us together.
No.
Don't be like that.
We're going to need some sort of like trained psychoanalyst in the future of Dota, because Lord knows the players are not going to do these pregame, these inter-series interviews. So that's pretty much all we got. It's just looks. And I mean, how many times have we done it? Look at them in the draft. Ooh, look at the way they reacted to that hero pick. Like, that's pretty much all we got going on right now.
Some of those are funny, though.
Can we go back to talking about Dota?
We'll get back to talking about Dota, because otherwise Alan, you know, he's